first-party data and more than 100 million global streaming households. Fox CEO Lachlan Murdoch says combining the businesses will bring together Fox's live news and sports content with a streaming platform with large viewership. The deal is expected to close in the first half of next year, but still needs approval from Fox and Roku shareholders and also regulatory approval. I'm Marcela Sanchez.
The Dow from Stifel is up 600 points to 51,802.
It's a beautiful afternoon of weather here in St. Louis. The northwest flow in control. Tons of sunshine. Let's just call it delightful. Low humidity, 78 for the high. Tonight, clear skies and cool. Temperatures will drop through the 70s for evening plans. 59 for the overnight low. On Tuesday, partly sunny. Nothing more than a spot afternoon thunderstorm. 83 degrees. Wednesday, partly sunny, but we'll see some scattered showers and thunderstorms developing as we go through the afternoon on Wednesday. Best shot is Wednesday night, but we're ahead of the next cool front on Wednesday, so it's warm, it's humid, 89 degrees, but we'll get knocked back again with temperatures come Thursday and Friday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We've got some clouds downtown at the Arch. It's 76 degrees. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Honey, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Oh, you are, but this one's certified, background check, shows up on time, and can install all the ceiling fans.
Heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Trusted pros who do it right.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis, DGS 1041 FM KMOX. Dave Murray was just saying, but man, what a gorgeous couple of days. Great weekend, too. Like, you know how I like the rainy days? Saturday was pretty cool, nice and rainy and gloomy. Yeah. Yesterday, today, just gorgeous.
I got another little sunburn yesterday.
Yeah?
Very slight. And I was wearing my sunscreen and everything. But I was just out a little too long.
Tennis?
Yeah.
I was out of doors for 13 hours yesterday.
I was out of doors maybe 13 seconds all weekend.
But looking out that window, man, it was gorgeous.
It really was. Poked my head out, took a sniff, got back on the couch, took a sniff.
Do you ever do that for real, though, when you're having like a really lazy day? It's like, I should go get like 20 seconds of fresh air and then go back inside.
Oh, and I do. I will literally walk out in the front yard and go, that's enough.
I did my duty.
Andrew, welcome back.
Hello.
He's back.
I'm back.
I didn't hear any news flashes from Vegas or Portland, so I guess it went okay.
It went fantastically. It was a really wonderful trip. Until one thing happened at the end, and then I'll get to that. But I went to my friend's wedding in Portland. The trio that own Fortuna Games, the game store that I go to, they got married out in Vegas, and Megan and I went. And it was super duper duper fun. They got married at Taco Bell.
All right.
It was the best wedding I have ever been
Probably
to.
the best wedding buffet ever.
It was so chill. And by the way, shockingly conventional for like a wedding in Taco Bell.
So
you know what I mean?
They had to okay it with Taco Bell.
So Taco Bell in Vegas offers this.
Oh, okay.
It's like
it's
a
like
thing.
a package you can get.
Yeah, it's like a package you can get. It's like $700 something bucks.
It's when you buy the 20 taco pack. They throw in a wedding.
They throw in a wedding for free. There's like a little chapel on the second floor. And then after that, they had a DJ. They had an open bar where you could get the alcoholic Baja Blast slushies.
Dude,
that's great.
I think that's great.
I love this.
They had an officiant. They had as many. They could pick 7 Taco Bell items, and then they just kept refreshing that little buffet of items over and over again all night.
Nice.
Yeah,
They had it for like 3 hours.
I tried to leave Andrew alone on his vacation. You know, I want him to have a good, relaxing time and not think about work. But I was pestering him quite frequently, like, so what are the Taco Bell? When are you going to know what the Taco Bell items are?
Well, that was my thing too. I asked them like 2 months in advance. I was like, "So what 7
For
items are you
planning
gonna do?"
purposes.
And they were like, "I don't know. It's Taco Bell. I think you just decide when you get there." Like, they don't need days to prepare.
That's a
it.
fair point. Yeah, it's all
This
the
is
same stuff.
serious.
See, I'm telling you, you should quit the show, move to Vegas, and be a Taco Bell wedding planner.
Like a Taco Bell wedding consultant.
Yes.
Advise people on the 7 items that they should get.
Don't
Do all the
sleep on the
tastes.
nachos Bel Grande.
The
do all the
Chalupa
tastes.
Supremes are very fresh today. I will say they're very fresh. The Pico is
Do a
fresh out of the
taste
box.
test of the same ingredients that go into everything.
Yeah. We tried the ground beef for the chalupa. Let me try the ground beef for the soft taco. Yes. Now I'll try the ground beef for the Nacho Supreme.
That's cool. I respect that.
Yeah, it was incredible. And then I think they have some connections out there. The after party was at the 48th floor of the Cosmo in a suite. And we had a balcony that looked down on the Bellagio fountain.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we just spent the evening, like, after the wedding, looking at this incredible fountain. My wife wept because, we don't get out much. So the fountain was very, very
You just
exciting.
adjust it. You just go
Big
outside for a
city.
couple seconds and go back in.
Yeah, we went outside and sniffed a little, and then we went back in. It was 106 degrees in Vegas the whole time we were there. But you really don't feel it. Like, it is really true what they say
know.
about the, like, dry heat versus the humidity. It's really not that bad. You get into the shade, it's like 20 degrees cooler.
Yeah. You sweat less.
Yeah, and then the day after that, they had a private cabana at the Circa Stadium swim, the big giant swim complex. And I watched the Cardinals beat the Reds on the big giant
That's awesome.
40-foot TV screen. It was incredible.
How many people were involved in the wedding?
There was like 40 people who ended up going. It was a little too many for the Taco Bell, actually. We were pretty packed in there. And then I went up north to Portland on Monday to see my brother and my sister-in-law and her family. And I went whale watching.
Jeez.
And I went through the mountains, which the mountains in Oregon are obviously like incredible and beautiful and awesome. We went kayaking at the foot of Mount Hood in this like beautiful little lake there called Trillium Lake. And everything about it was absolutely. I ate a lot of really great home-cooked Indian food because my sister-in-law's family is Indian. And so that's like my favorite kind of food.
Yeah, you
and
love Indian food.
Yeah, just getting all of this like very like fresh homemade food was just incredible. And then on the last day, and it was funny because I had just Rachel was like, "All right, so last day, you having fun? You thinking about you getting ready to come back and all that stuff?" I was like, you know what? I this place is paradise. I could absolutely live here. But I don't live here, so I'm ready to come back, see all my people, get back into the routine, get back home, get back to work. And then about 5 minutes later, Rachel, that I texted you. You know what? Actually, no, I take it back. F this state. I hate this place. I'm never coming here again. We stopped at a little place called Vista House. It's in the Columbia River Gorge, right by this series of beautiful waterfalls. And so we got to look out on the gorge and Washington State across the river. And while we were there for about 10 minutes, somebody broke into our rental car, stole my wife's purse, which had her ID for getting on the plane at 8 o'clock the next morning, and also the keys to the rental car.
Oh my gosh!
So we were completely strange. I actually have kind of a funny picture because we're at this like the most gorgeous scenic view you've ever seen in your entire life, but we're like dealing with this horrible crisis. So for like 4 hours, I alternated between being like miserable and horrified, and I don't know what we're gonna do. And it was very hot on Friday in Portland. Like they have a huge heat wave going on there right now that pretty much started when this happened.
How'd you get out of that one?
So we called the rental car people. So they had to send out a tow truck, which took my father to the airport where he could exchange for a different rental car, which they also charged us for, which is great. So we had to pay for like the one that we didn't get to drive anymore because the key got stolen.
Did they damage the car?
No. So my sister-in-law's father drives a Tesla. And so while we're in the gift shop getting ready to leave and go back out to the cars and leave, and we're going to go to a rose garden in Portland, he got a notification to his phone that someone had tried to open his Tesla door. And I was like, and he's like, I'm a little worried about this. I think I might go up and check it out. And I was like, oh, it's fine. Everybody in Portland drives a Tesla. It's fine. Like, I'm sure it's just a mistake. Somebody thought it was their car and tried to get in. And, oh, I was wrong. And, no, sure enough, we have a video of the guy. It was like a dude with like an older dude with like a man bun in a red pickup. And he just was like, he got out of his truck and was like just kind of trying doors until he found one. And we had left ours unlocked because I'm stupid. And then my wife had left her purse in there just because we were only going to be at this little spot for 10 minutes or less. And he just grabbed it and ran off with it. But the good part of the story, and the way that Oregon kind of won me back in the end, is that after spending like 4 hours trying to figure out, all right, what do we do? How do you fly without an ID? And, you know, how can we make this happen? How do we get our car so we can actually leave the like top of this mountain where we're stranded? Is that I guess the guy, after he had decided that there was nothing, because there's nothing of value in her purse. We had no cash. We had nothing. And I'm sure he tried her debit card, but we found it. We discovered this right after he stole it, so we had the cards canceled before he got off the mountain for sure. And then he, I guess, just dumped the purse out the window, and somebody found it and took it to a fire station, and the fire chief took it to her house and contacted Megan on Facebook, like just by searching Facebook for her, because she had her ID, and reached out to Megan on Facebook and was like, hey, if you want to come, here's my address if you want to come get your purse back.
Wow.
I know. Absolutely. So Oregon kind of won me back in the end with that little bit.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
That little bit of goodness. Also, weirdly enough, everything was in the purse except for, we think, so her wallet was taken, not her ID and cards. All the cards and stuff were taken out. And the actual physical wallet, which was not like a designer wallet or anything, he took that. So that's a little weird. Maybe he just wanted like a gift for his girl or whatever. And then I think we lost a Hello Kitty magnet that we had bought at the Hello Kitty Cafe in Vegas. I think he took that too.
Strange robber.
Very strange
in the
robber.
first place.
Very
He's tracking you.
That's
since
what he
the
was
Hello
looking for.
Kitty
Yeah,
Cafe.
that's all he was looking for.
He's just trying to collect
us.
these, yeah.
Yeah.
We got the last magnet.
He's like, yes,
I will get it back. He's sitting behind us on the plane to Portland, just grinding his teeth with rage. I can't wait to get.
Is that a terrible feeling?
It was the worst. I've never had something like that happen to me before. I've never been like robbed in that way. Like I've had people break into my car if I left my car unlocked or whatever and root around and steal change or whatever. But I've never been robbed in
You have
that
to root
way.
around for a long time in that car.
Yeah, no, they didn't believe me. They didn't find anything. Oh, and also a Gatorade, which is funny. I had a Gatorade Zero in Megan's purse, and he took that because I guess he wanted some refreshment. But funny enough, last time my car was broken into, same thing. The only thing they took was one Gatorade Zero.
Always got to keep a Gatorade in there.
And it's like if you're out burglaring, I guess you get a little thirsty.
Sure.
Yeah.
Those Hello Kitties don't steal themselves.
That's hard work, man.
But yeah, it
Gotta
was
stay hydrated.
absolutely a horrifying thing to have happen. Insanely like violating, and it was weird to like look in her purse and like everything had been moved around and everything. Like it was clear he had rifled through and touched everything, and it's just a very weird feeling. But it all worked out in the end, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a pretty classic Andrew vacation.
Yeah, everything went perfect until the very end when everything almost crashed and burned.
But boy, that could have been worse.
Oh, it could have been so much worse.
I don't even know what you would do. Like, I guess you don't fly.
Rachel helped me find some stuff, and then we found some other stuff. Like we called the airport and talked
There's
to
a
them
way to
little
do
bit.
it. Yeah.
It's like
but it
extra
takes like
screening.
2 hours in advance or something, right?
Yeah, it costs like $50, and you got to get to the airport like 4 hours in advance because what they have to, you have to provide them with as much as you possibly can to prove that you're you, and then like physical evidence, and then they run a background check.
Gotcha.
But it takes like a long time apparently.
Wow. Yeah. Tell you guys about the Gelman team, Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. Look, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but if I had a house to sell, I think I would be listing it sooner than later. Now, next spring, things could turn around, be looking great at the seller's market, and people are showing up at your front door at 6 in the morning, offering you 20% above asking price. But that's not the way it is now. And I know that I say this all the time, and I know that it can feel like a ploy, but I think it's also true that when things are like this, where you don't have a clear advantage, it really matters who you use as a professional. Like I always say, if you have a difficult legal case, hire the best attorney you can afford. If you have a complicated cancer diagnosis, you're going to want to go to the best oncologist you can find. Same thing with real estate. The Gelmans are next level. They are, 24/7, 365 hard chargers. They have a big team. They have access to lots of resources that the other guys aren't going to have. They're going to know everything about your house or the house you're trying to buy, and you're going to get the very best deal you possibly can in the shortest amount of time for the least amount of BS on your part. If you want to find out what they think your house is worth right now, you don't have to talk to anybody. Go to thegelmanteam.com, front page, put in your address. They'll give you a number. If you want to talk about it, 314-336-1991.
Certain restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Your bathroom should feel less routine and more daily escape. At Michael's Baths, they can transform ordinary bathrooms into a beautiful, comfortable space for homeowners across St. Louis and surrounding areas. And now they're introducing new premium walls. If you love the look of stone without the upkeep, you're going to love this. Sleek, durable, designed to elevate your space. For a limited time, enjoy a free rain shower head or upgrade with safety features like grab bars or a built-in seat. Call Michael's Baths today and schedule a free consultation. 636-775-0800.
When pain starts to slow you down, BJC Healthcare and WashU Medicine orthopedic specialists are here to help. Nationally recognized leaders in orthopedics deliver care that's informed by research and personalized for you. From everyday aches to complex injuries and recovery, we're here to help you get back to doing what you love. Find an orthopedic specialist today. Visit bjc.org/orthopedics or call 314-362-9355.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
The new Omaha Steak Store is now open in Baldwin at 15305 Manchester Road in Central Plaza. Stop in today and save 50% store-wide on legendary steaks, burgers, and more. Plus, get doorbuster deals starting at just $19.99. Discover the Omaha Steaks difference today at the new store at Central Plaza in Baldwin.
100 years, one legendary voice. We live KMOX's century of service, classic audio, photos, videos, and more at KMOX100.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX 122. Gorgeous day out there. Our buddy Maria Kina is here from the newsroom.
Hey.
Sinkhole, huh?
A very large sinkhole, yes.
Of course.
Well,
of course.
I mean, and I don't think it's going away anytime soon either.
Yeah. You pointed out, I saw the news coverage, so I'm familiar with the sinkhole, but I did not clock how pretty much right up to the pillar that holds up the overpass is.
I was very shocked to see that. At first because, we've seen sinkholes all around.
Sinkholes.
Yeah, and pretty large ones around the city. But when I saw that pillar, I thought, oh, wait, this is much different from before. So that's when I start putting calls out, specifically to MoDOT first, and saying, what's the situation here? Well, we're monitoring it. Now, this was Saturday afternoon at about 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that. I found out yesterday in their press conference that they held, which was the mayor and several city officials, street department, water, MoDOT, that it actually happened Friday night in the evening. Yet MoDOT and apparently MSD didn't find out about it until early Saturday morning.
That's good.
So by the time 5:30 in the evening comes along, St. Louis police say we're helping MoDOT shut down the highway. That was 24 hours after the fact.
Wow.
Which shocked me a lot.
Yes.
Just to catch people up, this is a sinkhole on I-44, like kind of near, it's not Lumiere Casino anymore.
Horseshoe,
yeah. Am I getting the
It's on the
general
main road,
area
right?
It is on the city street, though, underneath
Right.
the overpass.
Okay.
So it's technically Broadway and Biddle.
Right.
Okay.
And that's the way you would go to get onto 70.
If
to
you were
go-
coming from like Jones Dome area. Yeah.
It is right by the Jones Dome.
It's that confusing area because there's a lot of
Yes.
weaving roads, and then Broadway comes in, and then you kind of wiggle around
It's
to
the
get out of
area
70.
that anytime I'm on it, I'm like, this is so stupid.
Well, it's the area that gets a ton of traffic every day.
It also has a ton of traffic, but also I think it's confusing because they refer to it as 70 and 44. I don't know why. I've never understood why it isn't 70, that entire route. But
Yeah, I think it's just because it leads to 44, and for map purposes, they kind of blend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's getting you in that direction.
Yeah,
right?
because I think Saturday there was confusion. People were thinking 70 was shut down, and in fact it wasn't. It was 44.
Yeah. And is it getting bigger? Is it getting deeper?
Well, according to MoDOT yesterday, the press conference that they had, Jen Wade, who is one of their engineers, said that they're keeping a very close eye on it because it certainly could expand the way it is right now. And especially if they have any vibrations above on the highway, that could really exacerbate the situation. And I mean, when we're telling you that it was close, those pillars were close to the break, that's not an exaggeration. I would say it was probably 20 feet, maybe 25 feet, not very much, maybe not even that much.
Yeah.
So it was very disturbing, and I just questioned why it took so long to shut down the highway.
Did they have anything for you?
No.
This is becoming a pattern.
On Saturday, I even asked for an interview with city officials, and they told me no one's available, and they sent me a little statement. So
it's the weekend. We can't ask people to do anything on the weekend.
And those are the kinds of positions where it's kind of like a doctor, police officer, firefighter. There aren't holidays or weekends. You just, when the situation demands your presence, you need to be there. And I'm not saying that they weren't there, but unfortunately, they weren't providing any information to the media so that we could get it out to the public about here's what's going on.
This is really interesting timing because the collapse happened because of water main breaks.
Correct.
Well, Friday, the aldermen are talking about advancing a bill to raise water rates in the city because we're going to have to make up for lost time eventually. And water rates are going to, if this passes, go way up.
75%.
But in order
something
to
like that.
kind of compensate for all of these repairs and changes to the infrastructure we're going to have to make. I mean, I just find that timing almost poetic.
Well, it was. And if you remember last week, the marathon session at the Board of Aldermen with how to spend the Rams money, $10 million of that they said was definitely going to the water department so they can start to make some of those repairs. It's nowhere near what they need.
I've heard 150.
I think it's 750.
Oh,
It's a lot of money that they need in order to make that. And it's a very old system. It's over 100 years old. We're an old city.
Where are we ever going to get that kind of money?
I don't think that we will in any reasonable amount of time. But I would imagine what they're going to do is maybe attack some of the areas.
Triage.
Yeah, absolutely. Where it's the worst.
Yeah.
And I would think places like that, where you have a highway over it, would be of a big concern.
Yes.
So,
jeez.
It was, and the other thing that I should mention is police are saying the gooseneckers are coming down there, whether they're on foot or whether they're by car. They all want to come down and see the sinkhole, and that's causing problems.
Yes.
It's just causing a bigger jam.
Stay away is what you're saying.
Yeah, stay away. I mean, I know it's curious, but I think there are enough pictures on social media where you could see where it is without going down there and causing a problem for the first responders and workers.
Well, we need the tourism, so.
Maybe that's the new thing, right?
Come see our sinkhole. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Around baseball, questions are being asked.
Why do they win so many one-run games? Why do they win games they shouldn't win?
Is this a rebuild, a reset, or something more?
You think this stuff would be happening?
A win? Burleson and Herrera developing fast enough to change everything in real time? When the day ends, the real conversation begins.
Bernie Miklasz, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler hanging out with you talking cards.
Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5. This is Cardinals talk that doesn't flinch.
Here's a World Soccer Championship Team Spotlight, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Give your yard its own moment with the new limited time deals from Lowe's.
Mexico opens the tournament as a co-host with the weight of a passionate nation on its back. Their technically brilliant goalkeeper and creative attackers drive a side that has long been built on flair, craft, and an electric home atmosphere.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
Your health story is shaped by more than genetics. Everyday choices like nutrition, physical activity, sleep, tobacco use, and routine screenings all play a role in your future health. Seidman Cancer Center's Your Disease Risk helps you understand how family history and lifestyle work together, offering personalized insights to support healthier decisions. Knowing your risks today can help protect your tomorrow. Visit seidman.washu.edu/YDR.
Here's Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Hard to tell. It's the month of June. Weather-wise, tons of sunshine, comfortable humidity levels. Let's just call it delightful for the rest of the afternoon. 78 for the high. Tonight, clear skies. Let's go through the 70s, dropping through the 70s for evening plans, and a cool 59 for the overnight low. On Tuesday, partly sunny. Nothing more than a spot afternoon thunderstorm, but we'll bump it up to about 83 degrees. Scattered showers and thunderstorms developing Wednesday afternoon, but the best shot is Wednesday night. We are ahead of the next cool front, so Wednesday is a warm and humid day, 89 degrees. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Brought to you by USPS Ground Advantage.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast.
Pump up the volume.
When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Don't trust your next outdoor project to some fly-by-night company that makes big promises and who knows where they'll be tomorrow. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best for 58 years. That shows staying power. What does it take to be a locally owned company for 58 years? Well, it takes satisfied customers and great word of mouth. That's what Chesterfield Fence and Deck has, because it is the sign you have the very best. And when you pay them the money, they build you a quality product that lasts for years to come. That is a real value. So if you are looking to upgrade, maybe you need a new deck, maybe you would like to have a patio, a pergola, a sunroom, a screen room, or maybe you just need a fence or a gate, whatever it is, big or small, Chesterfield Fence and Deck has got you covered. If you mention me, Debbie Monterey, they'll take 20% off your next outdoor project. Visit them in the Chesterfield Valley or online right now at chesterfieldfence.com. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best.
I'm John Morgan. There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Reason number 3. First, all lawyers are not the same. If my family had an injury case and I couldn't hire us, there are only about 3 to 4% of the lawyers out there that I would hire. And here's why. Most of them rarely, if ever, go to trial. They just take the last best offer. Hell, you can do that yourself. Do this. If you're looking for a lawyer, Google Morgan & Morgan results and see what comes up. It may shock you. Then Google the firm you're thinking of hiring and do the same. That may shock you as well. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. We won a lot. $30 billion and counting. Morgan & Morgan. For the people.com. Who would I hire? I'd hire us.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Get inside your Redbirds and the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX 133. Cardinal Report is sponsored by Rawlings. Visit the Rawlings experience at Westport. I'm very excited. I get to go out to the Rawlings experience at Westport on Wednesday and build a custom glove.
Nice.
Super excited.
Very nice.
So I'm going to do something a little different here during this segment than we usually do in the DGS. As you know, I love, respect, and support all my fellow personalities and all the different shows, but that's their show. This is my show. But I'm going to make an exception here because yesterday I was listening to Tom on Sports on a Sunday, and he had Claibs on. And everyone who knows Claibs or follows Cardinal baseball knows that his big thing is Flag Day. Don't talk to me until Flag Day. At Flag Day, maybe we'll know who the Cardinals are, who they're not. And so Tom had him on because yesterday was Flag Day. And he threw it to Claibs, and Claibs talks for about 6 minutes, just straight. And he goes position by position and goes through the whole Cardinals lineup. This is good. This is not so good. Here's where I think we are. And I texted Claibs immediately. I'm like, dude, that's the best hit I've heard you do. I'm going to play that on the show tomorrow. And Wheels didn't get to hear it, so that'll be fun. He can listen to Claibs and then, comment what he agrees with, what he doesn't. But I think you'll enjoy this. If you're a Cardinals fan, you'll definitely enjoy this. So this is Mike Claiborne from Sports on a Sunday yesterday talking about where the Cardinals stand on Flag Day.
Between spring training and June 14th, you go through a lot of things. You have good weather. You have bad weather. You have injuries. You have people who surprise you. You have people who disappoint you. You have cold streaks, hot streaks. You have road trips. You probably go to the West Coast at least once. And you really have an idea of who you are. And not only as individuals, but as a team. And that means from the manager on down. Does he have enough? Does he have enough for support? And all those things you really can determine by today. And with that, you say to yourself, okay, this is who we are. What do we need to be better? And you have time. You don't have to wait until the trade deadline like some teams do. And then all of a sudden they think the chemistry is going to click, and sometimes it doesn't. So in this situation, you have a chance to know who you are, know what you need, and know where to get it, because it also includes the organization. Your scouts are out looking at other teams as well and seeing what players could fit in with this ball club. You also have teams that say to themselves, all right, are we renters or are we buyers? And there's a difference, because if you're looking to just move a guy at the deadline just because he's on a one-year contract or you feel like you have something better, you move them, but you have to understand you're not going to get like their number one prospect in return. So you can be a buyer, which means you're going to be willing to move someone of value for someone plus of greater value or reasonably equal value, but maybe greater value at the position you're searching for. So that's how you come to where you're at now. So with all that said, excuse me, I really like where the Cardinals are. I mean, you're 8 games over 500. You look at the division, everybody's trying to figure out who they are. It's amazing. When we started the month, everybody was really happy about the fact that everybody in the division is over 500 or at 500. Well, that's changed a little bit. We're starting to see a little bit of separation. You're starting to see some teams that are really trying to figure out just who they are. And the Cardinals are one of them. So when you look at them as a ball club, you say to yourself from a ball club perspective, okay, what do you look like at first base? You're set. Second base, you moved Donovan to see if Weatherholt could fill that void. Mission accomplished so far. Mason Wynn is playing well. Then you had the situation at third base where you moved Arenado in his contract to see if Nolan Gorman could fit the bill. Didn't work. You go to the outfield. Lars Nootbaar didn't return until recently, so you had a number of different people playing left field. Some of them were okay, and some of them, it gave them the opportunity to move to center field when you think of Nathan Church. Jordan Walker is obviously the surprise of the season. In spring training, you saw him like everyone else. We were kind of scratching our heads saying, maybe they ought to leave him in Memphis. Well, that would have been a huge mistake because he's one of the best players in the game right now as we speak. Your catching situation is one that you like to be better behind the plate as far as throwing runners out, and then Pages was able to do it, but offensively he didn't give you enough. You had Jimmy Crooks you wanted to get a longer look at. Herrera wanted to catch, so you give him 2 days out of the week, and he's been good so far. I think the home run power, I think he sacrificed with his catching because I think there's a lot more that goes into catching these days than you think. So there you have your 8. Now we get to the most important part, pitching. And if there's one need in this ball club, they need more pitching, period. And you could talk about another starter, but I think you have to look at your bullpen because you need 2 legitimate closers, okay? The game has changed where, you just call down the bullpen and here comes Suter, here comes Chapman, or here comes whomever. And you could do that because you had a starting staff that could give you more than 5 innings, which meant you didn't have to use a closer every night like you do today. I mean, you have a team now with the Cardinals who have two pitchers who can't get through the 5th inning. And that's a problem because it all of a sudden puts more angst on your bullpen on a regular basis. So there are going to be nights where you won't have certain people because of the night before. There are going to be nights where you're going to need a shutdown closer, but you used him 2 nights in a row, and he's not going to be available to you. And one of the great things about Oliver Marmol is the fact that he knows how to manage a bullpen. He and Dusty Blake have done a phenomenal job with some short pieces because we thought Ryan Stanek was going to be the guy. Hasn't been what you'd hoped for. Plenty of room for him to grow into the position. We thought Matt Swanson was going to be that maybe 1A closer. He had some problems. He's come back now. He's looked much better. Then you have Riley O'Brien, who got out to a great start, and now he's kind of hit a bump in the road. And then you have some other pieces that you're figuring out just who they are. And I guess the most pleasant surprise has been George Soriano, and maybe he could be your 1A closer. I don't know. So that's kind of what your ball club looks like. So my thing is you have to find more pitching. And is it in your organization? That's the question, because if it's not, it's time to look now because everyone is looking for pitching. And everyone thinks they have the pieces in order to make sure they can get that one person to get them over the hump. Think about it, Tom.
Yeah.
There's some really good teams with some high payrolls that are scratching their heads on what are we going to do now. The Cardinals don't have that to worry about as far as high payroll, but they do want to be better. And I guess it comes down to who in Memphis is ready to take that next step.
I was going to say, is Luis Gastelum ready for that? Is Max Rajic ready for that?
Yeah, I think those are the next 2 guys that you have to take a look at. I mean, Gastelum caught everybody's eye in spring training with the changeup. Now, he's been touched up a little bit since then, but I think we see enough of him to say, okay, this is a guy we might want to take a longer look at. Max Rajic was the pitcher of the year 2 years ago in the organization. Kind of hit a bump in the road last year. This year got out to a little bit of a slow start, but his most recent outings, he's been very good, and so maybe he's a guy. Now, with that said, that means you have to make some other 40-man roster moves because those guys are not on the 40-man. So there's going to be a tough decision to be made here somewhere along the way if you think they're ready to step in and contribute from this point moving forward.
Okay, there you go. So, I don't know nearly as much as any of these guys, but I appreciated the comprehensive look on Flag Day. Wheels, what do you think?
Hard to disagree with anything in there. The only thing I might, and this is a really minor thing, the only thing I might push back on is I don't think that Herrera's lost power because of catching, because his bat speed hasn't changed. It's not like he's slowed down because of it. He's just not hitting the ball in the air compared to where he was last year. His average launch angle is down 4 degrees, which is a lot. That's why he's got a great on-base percentage. He's still hitting for decent numbers overall. He's just not hitting home runs because he's not hitting the ball in the air as much. Other than that, though, Claves could not be more right about the pitching. The pitching's a real problem, especially Liberatore and Leahy. And you're getting to the point where you got to figure this out. Think about this. I'll close this part of this because I looked at this. I was looking at this because we're going to talk about this tonight on Rush Hour. The pitching is a real problem. Bernie and Matt and I were texting about Leahy and Liberatore. We've been texting about Jojo Romero, who's kind of getting run into the ground, which is what Claves is talking about. A lot of these relievers are getting run into the ground because, especially Leahy and Liberatore, but they're not alone, but especially those two just don't get deep into games. They cannot go through the third time in the order. Last year, Eric Fetty had a 5.49 ERA and a 5.41 expected ERA. So about what he deserved, right? It just kind of shows you how hard the quality of contact was against him. This year, Kyle Leahy's a 4.64, but his expected is 6.59. And we could not wait to get rid of Eric Fetty last year. We could not wait to move him out because that's how bad it was. Leahy's actually been worse when it comes to the under-the-hood numbers, and it's not that far off in terms of the regular ERA. Last year, Miles Mikolas had a 4.84 ERA and a 5.27 expected ERA based on those same things. This year, Liberatore is 4.71 and 5.44. So the same as or worse than Miles Mikolas. So what we wanted to see was to fix these rotation spots so that you don't have two guys that are absolutely killing you each time through. At least Mikolas got innings. Not that many because he was getting beat up. But the problem now is you have a similar dynamic developing. Now, you do have Dustin May, which is a huge upgrade. You have McGreevy full-time, which is an upgrade. He's been really good. And Palante has made a massive change in the positive. He's been really good this year, and it's not fake, it's not lucky, it's not fraudulent, it's real. But you still have two spots that are just as bad as your two worst spots last year.
I know that pitchers don't, they're not delivered in a box that says starter or relief, but is it possible that those two guys, Liberatore and Leahy, are just more natural relievers? And we're really pushing them to be starters?
Yeah, very possible. When you look at their numbers as relievers and compare them to their numbers as starters, well, and again, to be fair, anybody who's capable of starting in the major leagues would probably have better numbers in the bullpen.
Sure.
Right? I mean, if you're capable of being a starter in the big leagues, and they're capable of doing this.
Yes.
The question is, are they low end, which makes them less valuable, or are they middling, which makes them more valuable, but they're not front of the rotation guys? So, no, I don't think there's any question that, I mean, look at the numbers. Leahy and Liberatore were both way more effective in those relief roles. And Leahy's 29. Liberatore's 26. It's not like they don't have potential to get better, but how high is that ceiling? And are they going to hurt you enough in the meantime where you can avoid making the change?
Get ready for a night back with legendary hits and non-stop energy. Bryan Adams is bringing the Roll with a Bunches tour to Enterprise Center Friday, July 24th.
Hello, this is Bryan Adams.
Sing along to the classics as Bryan Adams delivers an unforgettable night of rock anthems. Plus, special guests Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. Bryan Adams, July 24th. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
After a disaster, emotional recovery takes time. Show Me Hope Missouri offers free, confidential support wherever you are. Call or text 1-800-985-5990 and connect with a local crisis counselor today. From Missouri Department of Mental Health.
Tell you guys about Michael's Flooring Outlet. Mike is my longest running client. I started October 16th of 2000, and he joined me in November of 2000 with Michael's Flooring. I think he'd been in business about 5 years before that, so about 30 years total. And his message has never changed. I swear to you, the copy I have in front of me in my hand is the same copy I had on day one. And one of the best pieces of advice anyone ever gave me about how to do a live endorsement was Mike. And he said, look, I'm a simple guy. I have a simple business, very straightforward. And so when you find yourself doing the same live endorsement for me over and over and over again, just don't try to make it don't hurt yourself. Don't try to make it too funny. Don't try to make it too interesting. Don't try to make it too sexy. Just return to first principles that it is the same flooring that everyone else has, Home Depot and Lowe's and Lumber Liquidators, dropped off by the same guy in the same van on the same day. It's just that we price ours lower and give you better customer service. That is the key. That's the magic to the success of his 3 locations. Find the nearest one to you at michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-355-8662. 636-355-8662 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-355-8662.
Mizzou football will be here before you know it. Join us for the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium with season tickets. Join the season ticket waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist and get ready to lock in tickets for 2026. The home schedule is highlighted by games against Florida, Texas A&M, Texas, Kentucky, and Oklahoma. Don't wait to reserve your spot. Join the waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist. MIZ.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. Happy Monday. Vic says, Sweet 16 of pork today. Nope.
No?
Nope.
Thought you were set on that.
Did you send it out yet?
He told me.
Yeah, I told him.
Okay, good. Did you tell Skip?
I did tell Skip.
Okay. Did Skip object?
No.
It's the Sweet 16 of seafood.
Yeah, it's way different than pork.
Yeah.
Way better.
Because I tried to make a list of pork, and I'm kind of a pork boy.
Yeah.
And I couldn't come up with 16.
You just come up with like 8 or 10?
Without like repeating and being
Right.
oh, this is from France. But
Right.
seafood, there's a gazillion.
Yeah.
And they're fun.
Yeah.
So
I told Andrew I've been preparing my whole life for this one.
Dude, if I were a giant D, I would take crab cakes first just to take it away from you.
I got more.
I had oysters for the first time last week.
And?
They're fine.
Yeah, not a fan.
I wouldn't pay for them again. I mean, I thought I had them at like an exceptionally good restaurant.
Yeah.
On like an ocean coast, you know what I mean? So I feel like if I tried them anywhere else, I probably would.
I mean, there are foods I like and there are foods I don't. Oyster is the only one that I have encountered where I'm like, I don't see a single redeeming thing. And I know that people love it, but it's like if you said, hey, this is my friend Jack, and he's going to spit a loogie, but it's the greatest loogie you're ever going to swallow. And I'm just like, I think I'm okay.
Yeah, it's like it had like a very lemony, like the kind of thing on it, and a bunch of seasoning and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, then I just like the lemony seasoning. I don't think I like the
chicken.
oyster. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't think I like the oyster.
Now, are you not supposed to chew the oysters?
I've always been told you're not supposed to chew.
You're just supposed to swallow them down.
Yeah, it's like a shot.
Yeah, I had no interest in chewing
now,
that thing.
Growing up, I used to love fried oysters.
Yeah, it's because of all the breading.
Yeah. But
they're a little chewy, though.
Like every now and then it would pop out of it, and I'm like,
you're like, I'll
just
just skip that part.
Yeah,
just
but
eat that crust.
We eat those all the time.
Yeah.
Is it like our era and where I grew up? the food was so strange that my parents picked. Like, my dad would not eat any quote-unquote ethnic food.
Right.
So forget about, we never had Mexican, we never had Asian, like nothing like that.
No, when we were kids, it was the same. It was beef stew and hamburgers
Pork
and hot
chops and
dogs and,
rice.
pork chops. We never had Chinese food. We would get like Taco Bell, like if we were out with mom, because my mom liked that stuff, and we would stop and get Taco Bell. But when my dad was around, never.
Yeah.
My mom would make tacos, but only on the nights when my dad was not going to be home because he was refereeing hockey or something.
Yeah.
But now he loves tacos. Dummy, he missed out for all those years.
He's evolved.
Yeah.
Boy, did you guys see, Rach hadn't seen it. Have you guys seen the video of that lady being thrown off the bridge?
Yes.
Thinking that she's bungee jumping?
Yes.
Wheels, it's disturbing. You don't see her hit, but it's in Brazil, and it's on a not that high of like a train trestle, a bridge, and these guys they don't have any licensing at all. They just have a rope. Now, I'm not talking a bungee rope. I'm talking like a rope. And they hook you to it, and they raised the lady above their heads, walked out on a little plank, and throw her off the edge. And I've seen video of the girl that went right before her, and it doesn't look like a pleasant bungee jump. You pretty much just like, pow. Mm-hmm. But they didn't even hook her up. It wasn't like the bungee rope broke. They just didn't hook her up at all. And the rope, they had to like walk across the rope just to pick her up and throw her.
Somebody get this rope out of the way. I'm trying to throw this lady off a bridge.
What in the world?
So they've been arrested for murder.
Hell yeah.
I mean, they should be.
They had to chase some of them. Some of them took off. They went running off into the woods when they realized.
Well, yeah, because they knew they were going to prison.
I mean, was everyone like drunk or something? Was that part of it?
I don't know.
I mean, you would almost think they would have like to not even think to hook up the very important piece of life-saving equipment.
The one thing that it's named after.
Yes.
21-year-old girl there with her fiance.
That is insane.
And yeah, I mean, you can see there's no rope attached or anything. They just pick her up and they walk her to the edge and they just huck
and
her off
nobody
the
around
edge.
is like, hey.
Yeah, and even like after they threw her, they kind of walked back like, well, we know how this is going to end.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess someone was like, she's hit the ground.
Oh.
Jeez, man. That's insane.
Crazy.
You got to vet those places if you're going to.
That's why those things.
Look for a 5-star review and like a safety protocol.
I'm on the opposite edge of wheels. I don't put roller coasters in the same category as bungee jumping, but none of those things appeal to me.
No.
Like not worth the risk.
I would only do something like that to like prove something to myself, and I can do that in a different way.
Yes. Yes.
Just jump off the couch.
Tell you guys about John Moriarty, who's going to be here in studio next. No, 3.
No,
he'll be
hour.
here at 3. John is a financial planner. He's a business coach. He can absolutely help you if you don't own a business. Sounds kind of counterintuitive, but he can because he's a financial planner. But what he really loves and what he really is, paying for the advertising here on the DGS is to attract business owners because we have as many or more business owners and entrepreneurs in our audience than any other radio station. We know this because the ratings break it down that way. And so if you're one of those out there, I understand that you have gotten where you are because of your own talent and trusting your own vision and judgment, but make a little room that maybe there's someone out there who understands a facet of your business that you may not understand as well as you should. He can also help you to acquire businesses. He can help you to sell your business or, franchise, whatever it is. He's like a full-on coach. And all you have to do is go to e3wealth.com. If you're kind of on the edge about it, listen in 1 hour from now and see what you think of John.
Most sellers put their home on the market and they just wait to see what happens.
Well, I'm Kevin Wheeler, and I'm here with Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And Gloria, is there a better way to sell?
There is. Instead of listing your home the traditional way and hoping for the right buyer, I can get you up to 8 competitive cash offers right from the start. That means you're not guessing what your home might sell for. You're looking at the real offers and choosing the one that works the best for you. It also helps you to set the right price and create stronger demand if you decide to go to market. It gives you control, leverage, and a clear path forward before you accept just any offer. And remember, I'll guarantee to sell your home at 100% of the market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Before you sell your home, see what your options are. Call the one that I trust. That's Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run, because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You just testified under oath you're getting more fiber in your diet, and it was easy? Where is this additional fiber coming from?
Mira Fiber Gummies.
Objection!
It's true. Mira Fiber has 8 grams of fiber to help me get the fiber I need in a day, plus 4 B vitamins for metabolism support, all in one serving.
Overruled.
My gut rests its case.
Oh, that's my line.
Find Mirafiber today at your local retailer from the makers of Miralax. Mirafiber supports metabolism of carbs, fats, and proteins. Serving size is 4 gummies.
You know, here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Laterman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine, and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Laterman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Laterman Law Firm at LatermanLaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, it's a cloudy sky downtown at the Arch. Right now, it's 76 degrees. Work is underway to fill the massive sinkhole that opened up beneath an interstate in downtown St. Louis.
Well, I'm outside the large sinkhole that opened up under I-44 over the weekend, and this thing is massive, far bigger than any swimming pool, and hard to tell right now exactly how deep it is because construction crews are on hand from MoDOT. They've got a perimeter around it fenced off so they can begin repairing this sinkhole that, as you look at it compared to the supports for I-44, it is within feet of some of the supports for I-44. Certainly lucky that this sinkhole opening up wasn't a much larger disaster for the city of St. Louis. Now, as for the repair timeline, that's TBD. Right now, MoDOT is saying they anticipate I-44, this stretch here through downtown St. Louis, to be closed at least a week. How much longer than that remains to be seen. Across from the Dome at America Center, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
A teen takeover broken up this weekend in downtown St. Louis. Police estimate over 100 had gathered downtown Saturday night. And McCoy, the police spokesman, Mitch McCoy, says once the takeover moved to a city park, where they were in violation of curfew.
16 juveniles that were detained. 3 were actually arrested for resisting arrest or for fighting. The youngest involved in a fight was 13 years old.
McCoy says conversations are underway about whether to amend the city's curfew like was done this past spring break. He adds a parent was also cited for contributing to the delinquency of a minor, and they found many of the kids were taken there by Uber or Lyft. If you've been hearing explosions today in the South County area, especially Oakville, Ameren, Missouri confirms to KMOX crews are demolishing the Merrimack Energy Center on Fine Road. Ameren says operations could continue for a while, though they believe that most of the demo has been completed. President Trump's name is no longer on the side of the Kennedy Center in Washington, but the public can't see the name of John F. Kennedy now either. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
The Kennedy Center's executive director said in a sworn declaration Saturday that crews had removed President Trump's name from the facade. But tarp-draped scaffolding remains in front of the building, obscuring the letters that identify it as the John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts. A center spokesperson says the tarp and scaffolding will remain in place as crews address maintenance needs of the marble and soffit panels on the building's front. It's unclear if that maintenance is related to the installation and removal of Trump's name. Officials haven't said how long the work might take. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
With the U.S.-Iran peace agreement signed this week, average gas prices are down significantly across the country. Details from ABC's Christian Cordero.
For the first time since April, the average price of regular gas in the U.S. is below $4 per gallon at $3.99, according to Gas Buddy. That means filling up a mid-sized 18-gallon SUV costs about $72 today. That's down from $81 1 month ago, but still well above the $53 it cost before the war began at the end of February.
And the latest from AAA, the current for Missouri average is $3.74. A week ago, it was $3.84. A month ago, it was $4.17. Amazon announced a plan to build a $10 billion facility about an hour and a half west of St. Louis, a data center campus in Montgomery County, create 400 jobs. The governor was there and said Missouri has more than 10,000 Amazon employees across the state. The Dow from Stifel is up 574 points to 51,776.
It's a beautiful afternoon of weather here in St. Louis. The northwest flow in control. Tons of sunshine. Let's just call it delightful. Low humidity, 78 for the high. Tonight, clear skies and cool. Temperatures will drop through the 70s for evening plans. 59 for the overnight low. On Tuesday, partly sunny. Nothing more than a spot afternoon thunderstorm. 83 degrees. Wednesday, partly sunny, but we'll see some scattered showers and thunderstorms developing as we go through the afternoon on Wednesday. Best shot is Wednesday night, but we're ahead of the next cool front on Wednesday, so it's warm, it's humid, 89 degrees, but we'll get knocked back again with temperatures come Thursday and Friday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It is a partly cloudy sky downtown at the Arch and 76 degrees. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Giddy up! Cardinal Cowboy here. Summer heat can put your garage door to the test. Stay ahead of the game with a Renner Garage Door summer tune-up. Plus, score a free repair or replacement quote and $100 off a new garage door. Forward and back.
RENNER. The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Sweet 16 seafood coming up at 4. That's all you really need to know.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
It's a seafood buffet.
That's all you need. That's all the content you need today.
I mean, it's the best.
You want to talk about the UFC and all that kind of stuff? Or president says that the deal with Iran has literally been signed. So,
I thought they were signing it on Friday.
Nope. He says it is signed, which sounds like a lie.
It was an e-signature. I'm not even kidding you. I think I saw a report on that.
They said that the text of the agreement will be released sometime after Friday. I don't like that. I just think that if something this important is being agreed to, we should know immediately. A lot of rumors out there. One of them is that Iran has requested and been agreed to getting $300 billion as basically reparations to the damage that the U.S. military did. J.D. Vance was asked about this in an interview today, and he confirmed it, that yes, this is something that could happen, but Iran's going to have to jump through hoops. I don't think this is going to go down. I think if it does, it will end up being trashed within weeks, months at the most. But even if it does, I don't know what we've gained, because the deal as I understand it, and no one understands it completely because we don't have the text, but the deal as I understand it is that we're going to have a 60-day window during which we can negotiate with Iran about their nuclear ambitions. So basically give them a whole bunch of money to go, in my humble opinion, to go back to where we were before. I think we had a better deal under Obama. We didn't go to war. We didn't spend $100 million. I think we sent them $1.5 billion, something like that, of their own money. And if you say to me, well, yeah, Dave, but they didn't honor that and they kept enriching uranium. Yeah, they did. And they're going to now. And they obviously did it between the first time we obliterated their nuclear capabilities and just a few months later, they were 2 weeks away from a nuclear bomb, which it's the closest they've ever been. So they clearly, didn't honor anything. You can't trust them. I don't know what the answer is. Above my pay grade. They're a giant problem, but I'm afraid that we've created a bigger problem and we've made them stronger. That's my fear.
Well, what did we get out of any of this? Like, what did the United States gain?
To me, my way of thinking, so far, nothing. Now, if
is there even like an official narrative as far as what we've gained?
Well, I think they're going to spin it that, hey, all you need to worry about is they're never going to have a nuclear bomb. Okay.
Because we're going to sign something with them
Yes.
pledging that?
Yes, but no one has said that, well, we've said that they've agreed to it, but every time we say it, they say, no, we have not. Now, look, I'm not unreasonable. If you said, hey, you have no idea, Dave, how terrible this would be if they got a nuclear device. It's worth the $100 billion. It's worth the $300 billion. We got them. It's ironclad. Okay. $400 billion isn't what it used to be. But with all of this, like, woulda, shoulda, coulda, maybe if it goes well, we'll end up with something. That's just not, I don't like that.
All right, so if you get we will never build a nuclear bomb in some form of guarantee that could come with consequences if they break it, you could argue, okay, that's the thing, that was the goal from the beginning. That's what we wanted to achieve. Could you have not just offered them $300 billion up front to do that instead of going to war? Instead of spending, what have we spent so far? 40, 50 billion so far?
I think it's closer to 100.
But that's not counting the cost at home. That's not counting all of us paying more in gas for the last, how many months has this been going on now? Because my understanding is, I think it was Moody's that did the explanation on it, but basically it was an extra $450 a month for every American for added expenses based on what happened with the oil prices and how that impacted other things. And there was an estimate, I think Harvard, somebody else did an estimate that the long-term cost of this could be $1 trillion of what we've done, not counting the $300 billion that we may or may not be pledging to help them rebuild. Could you have not just gone to them in the beginning and said, hey, how about $300 billion? Their annual GDP in Iran is $300 billion. That is their entire annual GDP. Well, so if you offered that up front, maybe there was a deal to be made there.
Crimson Deathbed says, I'm sorry, regardless of the party in the White House, we don't have a great history of negotiating with the Middle East. True.
Well, I mean, let's be real, okay? We screwed all that up. We screwed all that up starting in the 1950s. And you couldn't be more right. It's been every administration since, both Democrat and Republican, that have been a part of screwing that up. We screwed it up because we wanted the West-friendly people to be in power there when the people there didn't want that. We can say the people there didn't suit our needs, but it's not our region. It's not our country. We don't get to be the ones that say, and we weren't alone. I think that we had the issues in the 1950s. We were working with the British because the British had massive oil, interests in Iran under the Western-friendly regime, under the Shah. The people didn't want the Shah. So we went in and undid that. Not alone. I'm sure we did it with our European allies. But we started all this stuff by screwing around for business because it was business interest. It wasn't about national security in the 1950s. It never was. So we're still paying the price because nobody has been able to go back and fix that.
Rach?
I mean, I think to Wheels' point a couple minutes ago about like the $300 billion, we should have just offered that up front. I mean, I think it's clear that we entered into this thinking it was going to be like an easy thing and like we got this in the back. I don't think the administration or anyone wanted to pay the $300 billion. I think the $300 billion is our best bet at saving some sort of face on this.
And I think, look, everyone listening knows I don't like Trump, but I'm also not crazy. A president who I don't like or trust can still do something good.
Yeah.
And I try to be open-minded, like, okay, I don't like him, I don't trust him, but he made the right decision on this one. On this, I feel like he went into it for bad reasons. I think he got his you-know-what caught in the ringer. I think he's desperate to get a deal because if this keeps going into the midterms, he could lose, both houses of Congress. And I really think he's just trying to put lipstick on a pig.
I think it's gotten out of hand and it's time to seize the opportunity to end it if we can. I think that's really what's happening. It's like, okay, $300 billion. Okay, is this good? Is this good? That's really and truly what it feels like. I'm sorry, the American people were never given a clear and definitive reason for initiating all of this in the first place. We were demanding answers the first couple of weeks, and then as so many things go, it drags on, more things get brought in, more complications, and then you just kind of lose sight of the original problem.
Yeah.
It's a war, it's not a war, it's a war when it's convenient. Of course it's not a war. We reset whenever this and this and this happen. It's gotten completely out of hand. I truly hope this works out. I really, really do, but I don't look at it as like, USA, we did it again. Like, it feels like we're just kind of trying to get out of it.
Remember how shocked Trump was? Like, there's video of it in the Oval Office where he goes, no one saw this coming. No one thought that Iran would attack other countries in the Middle East or shut down the Strait. Are you kidding me?
Literally every military intelligence analyst said they would.
Yes, and they told him that beforehand.
Yeah. The only way there's a win in this is if there is a written guarantee saying we will not pursue nuclear weapons. And here are the penalties we agree to if we do it. That's the only win, because otherwise we're just back where we were.
And to be clear, that didn't exist before?
No, it didn't. Not in the same direct way, right? I mean, because they were, at least according to what we've said, they needed to be bombed last year. They were clearly days away or weeks away based on how they're phrasing it. But
who's they? What are you talking about?
Well, the government, the White House. They were always saying they're close. They're close. And who knows who they're listening to? But that's the word. The word was, hey, this could be months away. They're getting close. We can't wait. It's imminent. We have to be, because remember the whole thing was if Israel goes and then Iran starts to attack us in return because they'll always link the two of us. Well, we need to prevent that. That was kind of one of the initial rationales provided. Does anything, if nothing changes, how are there no consequences for taking us into an action, costing American lives, raising all of our costs of living, and then getting nothing in return?
I've always been a big supporter of Israel. And there's not an anti-Semitic bone in my body. But I am uncomfortable with the degree to which it seems we are doing things in the best interest of Israel. In fact, the president said about a week ago that if we had not gone to war, Israel wouldn't exist. Okay. It's a pretty big statement, but I just don't like how tied into this we are. And it's obvious that Netanyahu has his own, set of wants and needs. And it seems to me that every time we're close to making a deal, Netanyahu attacks Lebanon. And then Iran backs off and Trump calls him the effer. It feels very out of control. It doesn't feel professional. And I just don't trust it. I don't trust Iran at all. And to be honest, I don't trust our government much more, because it's like 40 times now he has told us it was done. Why should I believe this time? And even if it does get done and there's something signed, why should I believe it's going to be good? Seems to me that Iran stood up to us. And if I were advising Iran, I'd say don't sign anything, because you got us by the balls. You do. You may not know it, but you got us by the nuts.
I think they're aware. That's been clear over the weeks and weeks of like, it's coming any day now. Like, I think they realize they have quite a bit of power here.
Right now, inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake up the markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, you don't get unlimited do-overs, so this is not the time to just hope it works out. That's why Steve Auld and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified, June 16th at the All Financial Group office. You'll learn how rising costs could drain your spending power, how political and economic headlines may impact your returns, and whether your retirement strategy is truly stress-tested for today's economy. This event is complimentary, and you must reserve your seat today. 636-230-8824. You can also get more details online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The All Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Lockridge, and I'm the host of a new podcast from Odyssey called Family Lore. In this podcast, I'm going to have people on to tell unusual and sometimes far-fetched stories about their families.
I've heard my whole life that she invented the margarita.
And then we're going to investigate those stories and find out how much of it is true.
He gets a patent 1 month before the Wright brothers. Oh my God.
Please follow and listen to Family Lore, an Odyssey podcast, available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
It's 2:20, and this time check is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
This is Jordan Walker. Celebrate Black Heritage Day, presented by your quality Ford dealers on Sunday, June 28th at Busch Stadium. This special culture and community event honors the impact, history, and legacy of the Black community in baseball and beyond. With a special themed ticket, you'll receive an exclusive Cardinals jersey designed by Corey Rogers. And don't miss a special heritage celebration in Budweiser Terrace before the game. Details and tickets at cardinals.com/theme.
The weekend starts here. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou with $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at Cardinals.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
Retirement. Exciting in one way, scary in others. How do you find the financial advisor that covers all the bases? Join Greg Ayler Saturdays at 1 on Fire Your Financial Advisor.
Proudly serving St. Louis for over 100 years. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, DGS 222. While we are on the topic of politics, can't just let it go without talking about it at all. The UFC event last night, I don't have Paramount. I didn't watch it. I saw a little bit on TikTok and on the news programs and such. Here's my take. I can't believe that after 250 years, our pinnacle is Lee Greenwood and Kid Rock and UFC fights and motorcycles jumping. It's like, I can't believe that. That doesn't seem right to me. I don't like it. It doesn't represent me. I think it's Hoosier as F. But that's just my opinion. I'm 1 out of 350 million people. There are tens of millions of people who love that stuff and who would hate the stuff that I like. So I try not to judge it that harshly on that. But I thought it was pretty embarrassing. Rachel's played the cut 2. This is some UFC fighter I'd never heard of before in my life named Josh Hokett, who I guess is kind of the bad boy of the UFC. And he was being interviewed afterwards live in front of the whole crowd by Joe Rogan, who, by the way, I've always been fairly cool with Joe Rogan. Like, okay, I see what you're doing. You're a smart guy. But this whole UFC thing has really made me lose respect for him, where he'll one day say, like, oh, I'm not in favor of this and the fighter shouldn't that. And then he shows up and hosts the whole damn thing. And when you hear what this guy says, just know that Joe Rogan is smiling like a monkey and laughing his ass off and totally cool with what this guy's saying.
Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
Whoa.
You don't have to like Michelle Obama. You don't have to like Democrats. But you are on the grounds of the White House celebrating 250 years. Maybe don't say something mean about a former first lady.
Man, that's what you really wanted to say? That's of all the things you could have said. This was your moment. You could have said, I love you, Mom. I love you, son and daughter and wife. God bless America, 250 years.
And they caught...
That's what you chose. You chose to use your moment to say that. That makes me really sad for him.
They caught Dan Bongino leaving and asked him what he thought. And he said he thought it was great. He said, I think it was hilarious. You have to be able to take a joke. Look, I'm a professional joke maker and taker. And not everything should be subject to a joke.
What's the joke?
That's a great point.
What's the punchline?
That's a great point. Yeah. It's just something really mean and scandalous to say that made people laugh. That doesn't make it a joke.
Well, it made certain people laugh, and it's the people that they're targeting that they need. Okay, less than 20% of the country follows mixed martial arts. To make that your big country celebration, your country's big celebration, it's I think it's something like 15% of Americans call themselves MMA fans. Okay, now, I watch it. I don't have a problem with combat sports. Totally cool with me. I'm into all sports. I was into boxing when it was bigger. It's fine. But I'm not in a large group of people there. And I'm not a diehard. I'm more of a fringe MMA person. But again, it's less than 20% of the country that actually follows that. What percentage of the country do you think really gets into stunt cycling? I love Nitro Circus, by the way. Those Travis Pastrana, those guys had a funny TV show. Their stunts are amazing. No issue with me. But if we're celebrating the nation, why are we targeting very specific things that appeal to a very small percentage of people? Yeah. And it's the same group of people that the administration targeted for the last election, the Manosphere. Those guys love those jokes about Michelle Obama or anything along those lines. They're playing to a very specific audience that they clearly think they need badly to be in their camp. And a lot of those people turned on them when the Epstein Files thing came up. A lot of the Manosphere podcasts, we were fooled. They're not doing what we said. This looks like a gigantic makeup gift to that very specific targeted group of people.
But UFC said that it had to pay the tab for the entire event. It was $60 million.
Mm-hmm. Well, but they're going to get it in. They're going to chalk it up as marketing. They're going to either write it off or use that as their marketing budget because it puts them on national TV where they might not otherwise be.
But it wasn't on national. Like I would have tuned into this just for the spectacle and to see what it was like. But I'm like, I don't have Paramount. Like, I'm not going to pay to watch this.
Right, but I mean, Paramount's probably paying them. So because they're not giving Paramount the rights to televise this for free. Somebody's paying UFC to put that on TV. So, yeah, they may be paying the cost of the stage and all of that. There's a get back for the UFC in this somewhere.
Trump also said today, I believe, could have been yesterday, when asked about the 250th celebration, it was going to be Milli Vanilli and Poison and stuff like that. He said it's going to be a Trump rally. His words. It's going to be a Trump rally. I also hate that. And I would hate it if it were Biden or Obama or Hillary Clinton. It's not about you, dude. It's about the country turning 250 years old.
Right.
You just happen to be sitting here at the time.
Right.
It's not about you.
Right. Well, but it is. It is. And by the way, Paramount has a $1.1 billion a year deal with UFC. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's not directly related to this, but this is my point. The money's coming in for UFC to cover that amount if they're doing it, and they feel like the publicity probably gives them even more of a boost moving forward.
It's 2:28, and this time check is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center as well.
The thing that you need in the morning, when you first wake up.
Total Information AM.
I like to be informed with the news and like to know, like in the mornings, I like to know what's going on.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
It's always smart to know what's going on.
Your morning news and information.
The national and local news.
Weather.
Sports.
I like the traffic reports.
Total Information AM.
I listen to it in the mornings, so it really gets me going.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
The Gatlin Brothers and Crystal Gale are coming to the Family Arena for one magical night of country and Christmas, December 17th. It's the Gatlin Brothers Farewell Tour, and Crystal Gale is joining them to celebrate an evening of country's greatest hits and beautiful Christmas music. Don't miss the Gatlin Brothers and Crystal Gale. Tickets are available at the Carroll House Furniture box office at the Family Arena or at Ticketmaster.
Mickey Dolenz, 60 Years of the Monkees. One night celebrating the music from their hit TV show, The Monkees, and a generation of adoring fans. Friday, November 13th, 7 p.m., the Family Arena. All the biggest hits and intimate stories from the groundbreaking hit show. Mickey Dolenz. On sale at the Carroll House Furniture box office at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-day kitchen and bath. It's all about time.
Save time and money.
Do it now, don't wait till later. Call the top-notch renovator. It's about time.
3 days or less.
At 3-day kitchen and bath.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
Hard to tell. It's the month of June. Weather-wise, tons of sunshine, comfortable humidity levels. Let's just call it delightful for the rest of the afternoon. 78 for the high. Tonight, clear skies. Let's go through the 70s, dropping through the 70s for evening plans, and a cool 59 for the overnight low. On Tuesday, partly sunny. Nothing more than a spot afternoon thunderstorm, but we'll bump it up to about 83 degrees. Scattered showers and thunderstorms developing Wednesday afternoon, but the best shot is Wednesday night. We are ahead of the next cool front, so Wednesday is a warm and humid day, 89 degrees. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sandberg Phoenix serves your business in litigation, intellectual property, and products liability. We're more than a law firm. We're committed to your success. Learn more at sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
Look who has extra pep in their step.
Well, I just finished my to-do list. Gas tank is full, tonight's dinner plans are set, grocery shopping is complete, and I even got everything for those barbecues and pool parties we have planned. You know what's even better?
What?
Every one of those stops gets me a bit of money back.
How are you doing that?
By using Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app where I earn cash back on gas, groceries, and dining out. They even gave me a cashback bonus on my first grocery trip.
So that extra pep comes from all that cash back. Looks like I need to download Upside.
You really do.
Earn cash back on errands and everyday essentials. Download Upside and use promo code TUNEIN5 to earn an extra $5 cash back on your first purchase at one of over 100,000 available locations. That's promo code TUNEIN5 for an extra $5 cash back. Remember, use promo code TUNEIN5.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
All right, guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I have a story I want to tell you guys about. It's about Game Day Men's Health, but it's a little bit indirect. You can find them at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Yesterday, I spent 13 hours at the ballpark. 13 hours. It's a long day. Weather was beautiful, so it wasn't super hot, but that's a day on artificial turf where your body can wear it. Legs get really, really, really heavy. Back tightens up. And I was out of gas. I'm not going to lie. I was out of gas when I got home last night. I woke up and I felt normal. Like 100% recovered. And I credit a lot of that to Game Day Men's Health. See, a year and a half ago when I would have a day like that, I was wrecked for 2 or 3 days following it. And that's not the case anymore. When I went in for my initial consultation and did the blood test and we looked through everything, said, hey, your testosterone's low. We can get that where it belongs. It's going to make the recovery from your workouts easier. Your long days get easier. You're going to have higher energy, all the things that go along with that. And it has been true 100% every step of the way. Now, they have a lot of options there to make your life better. So if you're dragging around for whatever reason, and it may not be like mine, it may not be my experience, which was fatigue and soreness and stuff, and the TRT has helped that. Maybe you're looking into peptides to kick in your training. They've got all kinds of great options for medical weight loss, and they've got their own pharmacy, so you're going to get a great price there. So if you just want to drop some weight and feel better, they can help you there. If you're looking for help in the bedroom, same thing. Everything is customized. Everything is overseen by board-certified medical professionals, and it works. It works. I notice the difference every single day. And if it didn't, I wouldn't be representing them. They are fantastic. So when you go in, tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you, and they'll knock $50 off your first purchase. You'll get a free vitamin B12 shot as well. Most importantly, stop dealing with the bad stuff. There are solutions. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com to get started toward getting back to the top of your game with Game Day Men's Health.
Today, the Cards, the Padres.
Ameren Total Access 550. First pitch 6:45.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX. Bernie Miklasz on KMOX is sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin comfort dealer.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Time to talk to our pal Bernie Miklasz. Hello, Bern.
Good Monday to everybody.
You too, buddy. Boy, I was frustrated over the weekend. I know all the Cardinals fans were. I know this is baseball. I know that bullpens letting you down is just a part of baseball. But, man, especially Friday night was just really frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, they should have won the series. You can see them lose in one game they should win, but they really were in position to win all three. And they were not lucky, I'm sorry, but they were fortunate to hang on and win and survive the game that they did take on Saturday. But it's interesting. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell anyone the bullpen was good because it wasn't. It was awful. The final 3 innings of that Minnesota series, they got lit up, they got pounded, they got bruised, they got battered. ERA was like, the ERA was like high in the sky, just awful. But the interesting thing, though, is I think a lot of people that were complaining about the bullpen, as if this is a bullpen only issue. We're kind of missing something, with all due respect.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens when you have starting pitching that does not provide innings. If you go back to the final game in the New York series, Hunter Dobbins only lasted 4 1/3. Kyle Leahy barely got through 5. Then it was Matthew Liberatore on Saturday who pitched 4 1/3. So Ollie Marmol, and listen, I don't agree with every decision he made in the series in terms of the bullpen, but Ollie Marmol, basically was cooking his bullpen. I mean, they had to cover so many innings over the. Not yesterday as much, but the point about yesterday is, even though McGreevy gave him 6, the bullpen had already been fried by then. In other words, it's not like because he pitched 6, all of a sudden the bullpen was fresh. They were tuckered out from the 3 previous days. So it's a situation where, for 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the starting pitchers got 41 outs. The bullpen was asked or responsible to get 40 outs, and when you have that kind of 50-50 thing, your bullpen will get worn down. It will be depleted. You will have tired arms. You will be scrambling for solutions. You'll be trying to put anybody in there that can get you an extra inning or so. And so, I one more thing, and I'm sorry, because I know I'm going on too long. But this is the only way I can prevent Wheeler from talking. So anyway,
it's the filibuster.
No.
You mean the answer was sitting there this whole time? You just gotta keep talking, man.
No, one more thing. Now I forgot. No, people. It was all over the place. People are saying, "Boy, what do the Cardinals have to do to fix the bullpen? You got to fix the bullpen." You go, "What do you do to fix the bullpen?" Well, first of all, get more damn innings from your starting pitchers. The Cardinals bullpen for about 5-6 weeks before this recent stretch was one of the best in baseball.
Yeah.
But when guys are cooked, they're not going to pitch well. So, the Cardinals need to do something about getting more innings from 2 spots in that rotation. Sorry, Wheels. Go ahead, buddy.
No, not at all, man. It's 100% the issue, and we'll go deep on this today on Redbird Rush Hour. It might be the only topic we have time for because it'll be a little bit shorter show. We'll have to make some time for Blaze Jordan too because he had a fun weekend in his Major League debut. But I just did a little bit of dig and burn. I sent it to you and Matt, and this kind of illustrate the point as to why the bullpen is being taxed the way that it is, and it's the two big culprits are Leahy and Liberatore.
Right.
So right now, they are not much better, if they are better at all, than Fedde and Michaelis were last year. Depending on which standard you want to look at, like ERA, these guys are better than Fedde and Michaelis were in terms of ERA last year. But when you look at their batted ball numbers, how much hard contact they allow, how much damage they allow, the expected ERA. So Eric Fedde's expected ERA last year, 5.41. Michaelis, 5.27. For this year, for Liberatore, it's 5.44. So the same as those two guys. And for Leahy, it's 6.59.
Right.
6.59.
It's crazy.
So, and the funny thing is, and we were texting about this, so this is a little tease too, both of those guys could be really impactful relievers because we've seen it. And if they're not going to get the job done in the rotation, somebody else should be getting that opportunity.
I did a video, and it's not up yet because I was running late today. I wasn't feeling well earlier today. But I made the point in the video towards the end, so I give away the ending. The Cardinals could improve their rotation and their bullpen just with one move, basically.
Yeah.
Moving Liberatore and Leahy to the bullpen, where both of those guys were really, really good. So you do that, the back of your rotation is going to be better, and your bullpen will definitely be better. You'll have more depth, more quality depth. So do I think they're going to do it? I don't know. I mean, maybe one of those guys will go to the bullpen. Kevin Wheeler and I and Matt Pauly were talking about this too. Dave, what makes it worse or makes it the repercussions are more severe, let's say, is because the way the rotation is set up. Leahy's the 5th starter, then the rotation turns over. Liberatore's the next guy to start. So those guys go back to back, Leahy, then Liberatore. So if you've got 2 starters, both of whom have had a devil of a time, getting past, 4 2/3, 5 innings, I mean, they very rarely pitch 6 innings. So when you have 2 guys back to back, that means on a lot of situations, you're not going to get innings for 2 days in a row or 2 games in a row from your starters, and you're going to put a huge burden on your bullpen, and that's why bullpens get blown up in the Twin Cities and they stink, and everybody says they suck, and nobody looks at the fact that the starting pitchers left them hanging.
Smart. Yeah, and I think even Bernie, even if you've suggested this for days now, so I want to give you credit for it, even if they're not ready to take anyone out of the rotation, splitting those guys up would be a great idea as a starter. And if that doesn't help sort things out, well, then one of them should be demoted to the pen and Dobbins should get those starts.
You know, guys, this could be kind of the pitching version of what the Cardinals just went through. Like, they watched, and it's okay. The Cardinals didn't hit in May. I mean, they were just near the bottom of the league and everything, right? So, but they were waiting for guys to come around. Okay, we think this guy will get better. We think that guy will get better. We want to wait on it. We don't want to rush. Okay, fine. I get that. But it eventually got to the point where Chaim Bloom said, enough's enough.
Yep.
And then he shook it up. You know, he brought up guys from Memphis. He brought up Blaze Jordan, Nelson Velasquez, and Jimmy Crooks. They gave a bigger role to Jose Fermin. And all of a sudden, you look up and the Cardinals have a bench. All of a sudden, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the lineup is really good. So the point is, you know, we saw them kind of drag their feet on doing something about their position player mix, which was really lacking in some ways.
Yep.
When they finally made the changes, they got instant results. So are we going to follow the same pattern with this for a while? It seems like it. It seems like it.
Sure hope that it has the same result because, you know, it's around the same time of year, too. And I understood. I think you and Matt and I, we all supported the idea of giving it a look with Leahy, right? I mean, it made sense coming into the year. That's fine. How long do you have to go, though, with a guy that has been killing you? I mean, he is in the bottom 2% in baseball in hard hit rate against and the average exit velocity against. As I mentioned, he's one of the worst in expected ERA, and he cannot get through 2 times through the order. So where's the argument that there's upside? And he's 29. He isn't 23 or 24. This isn't we're going to grow with a young guy. This guy's 29. I think we probably got to be close to making a call here.
Yeah, if you go to the StatCast thing, you look at Liberatore's page and Leahy's page, it's a lot of blue, and you want red. It's a lot of blue. No, listen, I thought Leahy last year was fantastic. I thought he was remarkable because he gave the Cardinals 2 innings of relief like 19 times, and he gave them more than an inning in like half of his appearances, and he was valuable. He was so good. Is he more valuable to the team being in that role, or is he more valuable to the team as a guy who's working hard? He's got a huge heart where he just can't get past that wall, that barrier where 4th inning rolls around and he starts to lose it. He gets to late in the second time through the lineup, he starts to lose it. So where is he more valuable? I would say the role he had last year. And to your point about him being 29, and I'm not trying to be harsh here, but very, very soon, the Cardinals are going to have some outstanding prospects who've got huge talent coming up and ready to take jobs in the major league rotation. Is Kyle Leahy going to be able to, will he still be in the rotation when some of those guys that we've all heard about come up? Of course not. I mean, not to be cruel, but no, of course not. So what's the point exactly? I mean, he's not going to be in your rotation. He's not a long-term guy in that rotation.
Yeah, and if you made that move and somebody gets hurt later in the year, well, then fine. Go back to him, let him get his 3 innings, and piece it all together the way you're doing now. But at least then you would have tried something else.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we got that figured out.
Yeah, I mean, look, teams tend to move more slowly than the general public when it comes to opinions like these.
Yeah.
But to Bernie's point earlier, and I think to Chaim Bloom's credit, they did show this year that they move faster than this team has in the past with what they did on offense. They just need to do the same thing now for the pitching staff.
And also, this isn't a Victor Scott situation who had become, let's be honest, kind of useless Leahy and Liberatore would not be useless.
No.
They would be very useful.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that's right. I think one of the beautiful things about the Cardinals and the Chaim Bloom in the front office that he's put together is that they're already so much stronger within their own system. They're already so much stronger where they can go down to Memphis and they can summon guys, position players, and they can fix a huge problem.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a big, big change, and it's such a positive change.
Yeah. Byrne, tell us about Saliga.
I will. Saliga Heating and Cooling, thank you, Dave, is a Daikin Comfort dealer that, it's 100 years, same Saliga family, 4 generations, taking care of other St. Louis families. I just love it. 1927, they started doing it. It's now 2026. It's 100 years. Like I said, they're still going strong. They're bigger and better than ever. And, we've been Saliga clients for 19 years now. And you've heard me say it a bunch of times. The number one thing here, the appeal to me and my wife, is the trust factor. When you have something go wrong, you don't know what it is. We don't have any knowledge about heating and cooling. It'd be easy to basically take advantage of us if somebody was a little shaky. They don't do that. They want to earn your trust. They want to show you the respect because they want your business. They want to keep you as a client. So they're not going to lie to you. They're not going to play games. They're not going to try to hustle you. They're not going to twist your arm. They're not going to try to fast talk you into paying for a more major repair that you don't need. They'll look to save you money, and they'll give you a lot of different options to choose from, and they'll explain everything. They'll answer all your questions. They're a delight to work with, and you can trust them. And they're excellent, or they wouldn't be here 100 years later, the Saliga family. So if you want to find out more, go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Get the phone number, SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
Grab your shades, your float trip gear, and join us June 17th for Chris and Amy Day at Busch Stadium.
We'll be broadcasting live from the Mississippi Yacht Club pop-up bar outside Gate 1, hanging with fans and serving up some fun behind the bar.
Live music, Fred Bird special guests will all be there. Plenty of chances to stop by and say hello.
Plus, you can sit with fellow Chris and Amy listeners in our special section for just $15.
June 17th.
Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark, $15 tickets.
Get your tickets now, Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy.
Go Cards.
For everybody out there, whether you are buying a new home or you are doing a debt consolidation or a refinancing, anything that has to do with your home and borrowing money, I'm telling you right now, forget about anyone else but Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage. And you guys know me well. You hear me do about 15, 20 live endorsements a day. I don't usually say things like that because I know that for any given business that I represent, there are people out there who do a really good job in that business. And, not every mortgage person out there besides Stewie is corrupt or anything like that. They just make decisions differently than Stewie does, and that hurts you. Because Stewie's the only one, to my knowledge, within the sound of my voice, who pays your fees when you take out a new 30-year mortgage. No one else does that. They could do it. They elect to save that money. Stewie puts it back in and buys down your fees. So no one can touch him on the terms. Right now, he's doing a promotion that for every new 30-year mortgage that you originate, your interest rate is going to be 1% less than it normally would be for your first year. So he's just really sweetening the pot. The overarching thing is, I've only known Stewie for a few months now, but we spent a lot of time together. He's a good dude. I vouch for him personally. He's a good man. He's a good business person. He will look out for you. Not only will he not, throw you to the wolves, he will affirmatively look out for you. Here's his cell phone number, 314-324-4440. 324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS 226715.
After a disaster, emotional recovery takes time. Show Me Hope Missouri is here for you with free confidential support. Counselors help with stress, coping skills, and connect to resources. If the St. Louis tornado impacted you, visit moshowmehope.org from Missouri Department of Mental Health.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. John Moriarty is going to be with us at the top of the hour. About 3:20, I've asked the guys for permission to scoot out for one short segment. Phoebe is spending her summer out of town, and we don't get to talk to her much, and we're all going to FaceTime. So,
Fun.
Us too.
I can't wait to
Let's
talk
do it
to
live.
Phoebe.
We'll do it live.
Do it live.
Get her on the stream.
It's like, hey, Phoebe, surprise.
She'd be like, what? Are you wasting my time with this for?
She just, we don't even see her face. She just hangs up.
She immediately hangs up.
Immediately hangs up the second she sees us.
Yeah. that Glover would.
I mean, that's what I would have done at that age. I'd have been like, nope.
She's like, oh no, I don't have Wi-Fi.
This really surprised me. Gen Xers are in their 50s, and 33% are still dependent on their parents.
What?
Ooh, does it say for what?
Said everything from paying part of their mortgage to paying their cell phones to borrowing money, but they're not financially independent from their parents. A third of Gen X.
Does it say if Kevin Wheeler is one of them?
I would like to be, but I'm not.
Man, that's surprising.
I would never have guessed that.
Yeah. I mean, it does kind of illustrate a couple things because that's not going to be any more hopeful a sign for millennials or for Gen Z. I mean, if it's the trend, that's not going to be a specific to one generation thing. It means that essentially that wealth is not getting passed down. People are not getting the same opportunities that previous generations got.
Yeah.
I saw a statistic the other day that was talking about how a lot of people, when they're buying their first home, get help with the down payment from their parents.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of the summation of what they were saying was like, if you don't get help from your parents, like, don't feel bad. It's not like you're that behind in life. There are more people getting that extra help than maybe you realize.
Yeah, evidently.
And it's interesting to see that extend into your 50s in some situations.
Yeah. I have other statistics, but I want to get into them when we can talk. We have time. Away from all these people.
Yeah. We'll talk about it on the break.
All these people listening in.
You just save it for the FaceTime.
Yeah.
It'll just be us and Phoebe.
If we hacked that FaceTime, Dave, on a scale of 1 to 10, how mad would you be?
What do you mean hacked?
Like if we showed up on it somehow.
Oh, I wouldn't be that upset. Again, I'm not the Glover you need to worry about. It's the girl Glovers. Yeah. The boy Glovers are chill. You've met Nick. Yeah, so no kids on Father's Day. Nick's heading out for an out-of-town bachelor party. What would it cost to rent a kid these days?
Probably pretty cheap if you look in the right place.
You got 3 kids right here. You could ask.
Yeah.
What's the fee?
Andrew, can I come along with you and your dad?
Sure. I don't know what we're doing.
Okay.
You better get on that. You better get to planning.
I better get to plan. I've seen a lot of him in the past couple of weeks. He probably doesn't want to.
There's your present.
I actually know he doesn't because we were thinking about maybe having dinner last night, and then he called and he was like, I'm just pretty tired.
With summer here and the kids home full-time, your garage door will see a lot more use. Do it a favor with annual maintenance from Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. The 26-point tune-up is one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Get them all done. Trusted in St. Louis for 100 years. Always look for the genuine, the original red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Since 1926, they're never going to steer you wrong. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
As dads, it's our job to capture as many memories with our kids as possible. It's also our job to embarrass them, and if we're lucky, we get to do both. That's why I'm thankful my son created Legacy Box, the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos.
And I'll never recover from the time you showed up to my middle school dance to disco in front of everyone. Thanks, Dad. But he's right. Simply fill your Legacy Box with your old VHS, camcorder tapes, film reels, and photos, and we'll do the rest.
And in just a couple of weeks, you'll get your originals back, along with a DVD, thumb drive, or cloud delivery. Stuff that even an old man like me can figure out.
Plus, for a limited time, we're offering a special Father's Day sale.
Go to legacybox.com/radio to get an incredible deal. Buy today to take advantage of this limited offer. Go to legacybox.com/radio
to get started and save.
legacybox.com/radio.
I'm John Morgan. There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Reason number 3. First, all lawyers are not the same. If my family had an injury case and I couldn't hire us, there are only about 3 to 4% of the lawyers out there that I would hire. And here's why. Most of them rarely, if ever, go to trial. They just take the last best offer. Hell, you can do that yourself. Do this. If you're looking for a lawyer, Google Morgan & Morgan results and see what comes up. It may shock you. Then Google the firm you're thinking of hiring and do the same. That may shock you as well. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. We won a lot. $30 billion and counting. Morgan & Morgan, or thepeople.com. Who would I hire? I'd hire us.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock, we've got sunshine. It is 77 degrees downtown at the Arch. Crews have begun working to repair the massive sinkhole that opened up under the I-4470 overpass in downtown, just across the street from the Dome at America Center. The hole stretches from the middle of the service road to the midway point under the interstate and is so wide it came within feet of swallowing up one of the supports. MoDOT engineer Jen Wade says as of Sunday, the column is exposed and they're shutting down that stretch of 44 as a precaution.
That exposure is not severe, but the conditions on site have the potential to continue changing. Keeping traffic off the bridge above reduces vibration of the columns, preventing further exposure from developing.
Wade says I-44 will be shut down at least through this week, but no clear timeline of repairs has been provided. Over a dozen teens were detained, with 3 arrested after hundreds gathered downtown this weekend in the latest teen takeover.
St. Louis City Police spokesman Mitch McCoy says the arrests began when the teenagers entered a city park and began fighting. McCoy contrasts this event to the street takeover from 314 today, saying they could only enforce the curfew once the teenagers entered a city park.
This past weekend, and why you saw us kind of jump from business to business, was because there was not a curfew in effect. What we enforced was the park curfew, where the juveniles were at.
Asked if the curfew could be moved up again, like for spring break after that 314-day street takeover, McCoy says the chief is having those conversations. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
KMOX is covering breaking news.
A B-52 Stratofortress crashed shortly after takeoff at a California Air Force base, according to officials. No details yet about the digitally signed Memorandum of Understanding between the U.S. and Iran. It extends the fragile ceasefire 60 days for more negotiations and reopens the Strait of Hormuz. ABC News contributor and retired Marine Corps Colonel Steve Ganyard says the devil will be in the details.
The good news is that we're getting ships out, and will be getting ships out once we get some of those mines cleared, and hopefully get the global economy back to where it was in January.
We will all be old someday, and that could make us vulnerable. Advocates are working to raise awareness on this World Elder Abuse Awareness Day.
Financial exploitation is the top way people take advantage of older people. The vast majority of the time, it's a relative who's the perpetrator.
A loved one who starts helping a family member with their money and then starts taking a little extra for themselves until that person's bled dry.
Marjorie Moore, CEO of Age Smart Community Resources, says the best protection is robust social connection. The more people you have in your life, the less chance you'll be isolated by an abuser. Megan Lynch, KMOX News.
We are officially in an El Nino climate pattern. AccuWeather meteorologist Alex Duffus tells Total Information AM the El Nino could mean a pretty severe weather pattern for June and July, and that could turn into a super El Nino situation, which means...
In the Midwest and in St. Louis, the biggest impact that you will notice during the fall and the winter months is actually going to be more mild and typically drier than what we would see in a typical winter.
But a dry fall and winter could lead to a drought situation. That's bad news for the next spring growing season. Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now to Stifel and Scott Bedell. Scott?
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. Following a successful initial public offering by SpaceX and an agreement in principle in the Mideast, stock indexes continued on their momentum train higher. At the close, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained another 469 points, or 0.9% at 51,671. The Standard & Poor's 500 index also higher by 1 2/3% at 7,554, while the Nasdaq Composite Index jumped 3% to close at 26,683. Closer to home, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index also with a good day, up 1 1/4%, closing at 1,696. Helping that index to move higher, Stifel Financial gained 0.75% at $73.18. Emerson Electric up 2.4% at $146.52. Boeing advanced 4.5% at $228.95. On the downside, Centene fell 2 3/4% at $63.41. Cass Financial lost 2.9%. They finish at $47.98. For KMOX, this has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, we invite you to explore our website at stifel.com.
There's a crash on 6440 going westbound at Ballast. That's got the right lane and shoulder closed. Stalled vehicles 70 going west of Bermuda. That's on the right shoulder.
It's a beautiful afternoon of weather here in St. Louis. The northwest flow in control. Tons of sunshine. Let's just call it delightful. Low humidity, 78 for the high. Tonight, clear skies and cool. Temperatures will drop through the 70s for evening plans. 59 for the overnight low. On Tuesday, partly sunny. Nothing more than a spot afternoon thunderstorm. 83 degrees. Wednesday, partly sunny, but we'll see some scattered showers and thunderstorms developing as we go through the afternoon on Wednesday. Best shot is Wednesday night, but we're ahead of the next cool front on Wednesday, so it's warm, it's humid, 89 degrees, but we'll get knocked back again with temperatures come Thursday and Friday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Right now, it's a partly cloudy sky downtown at the Arch, 77, and the feels like is 78 degrees. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Giddy up! Cardinal Cowboy here. Summer heat can put your garage door to the test. Stay ahead of the game with a Renner Garage Door Summer Tune-Up. Plus, score a free repair or replacement quote and $100 off a new garage door. Forward and back.
RENNER. The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DUG Ask on KMOX 306. My buddy John Moriarty is here from E3 Wealth. Always good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
You always look sharp.
It's a nice day out today, Dave.
Yeah.
You gotta dress nice.
You're dressed for it. I love what we're going to talk about. So we'll talk about a bunch of things, but we're going to start with SpaceX.
Yes.
And this whole crazy thing.
Yes.
That a guy like me is just like me not know these words.
Yeah, there's a lot of firsts. So it's the largest IPO in history, raised about $75 billion. Also minted the first trillionaire, Elon Musk, with on paper, right?
Right.
Obviously, but I mean, I'm sure he can do something with
We
that
could do a
paper.
whole segment on that.
Yes. Yeah. And how he's built it with his companies.
Yeah.
And another thing that's interesting with it. So this was with IPOs, one of the issues or challenges that retail investors run into is the access to it, right? Like this idea of, can you get me in on the IPO? For a lot of retail investors, it's not really accessible until it hits the market. And then normally when it hits the market, if it's a good IPO, it kind of jumps in price. Where you have institutions, the investment banks that are kind of putting the deal together, they're getting those shares that are going to be on the market. Those are probably set aside for their top clients. With this IPO, they actually had 20% of the offering available to retail investors. So that was normally maybe there's 5 to 10%. So that was a new thing. The other thing that we've kind of talked about with folks is the idea that with this size company and the number of people that are involved as employees, there's gonna be like hundreds and hundreds of like millionaires that are, especially like in Austin. We have an office down there, and there's a lot of folks that work for SpaceX, which you got SpaceX that includes Starlink, that also includes X, formerly Twitter. All of those businesses were kind of rolled into.
Didn't realize that.
Yes, yeah. The interesting thing is the only division in the company right now that is actually turning a profit is Starlink. Yeah. So the other ones are losing money, which is when you look at the revenue that's being generated by the company and you look at the price of the company when it initially became available at $135, I think it was like 80 times revenue, which is like kind of crazy for it to be priced. And right now I just looked, I think it's trading at over $190. So it's already gone from $135 where they offered it up to like $190.
Okay. You could probably talk to me for an hour and I would still stare at you like a dog.
Yeah.
But help me to understand how that makes any sense.
Yeah. So what I would say is people that are invested in SpaceX now are investing in kind of that first to market, like the opportunity of where is technology going? Where is space travel like all of that stuff that Elon talks about and a lot of people are looking at. They're investing to be in now because they think in 10, 20, 30 years when things materialize, I'll look back on getting into it and say, wow, that, it's like if you look at where Amazon was when it came out, or Apple, or, all of these companies that you invested early and you stayed in and maybe you reinvested as you got dividends or whatever, you've made some really good money. And there's a lot of examples of that. It's not just the tech companies. You could do that with General Electric going back, or you could do that with Berkshire Hathaway with,
So do companies like that that maybe start out with, I'm taking a shot on this guy. He's not making a lot of revenue. I can't justify it that way, but I'm taking a shot. Do they always, if they stick around, eventually start making revenue?
Possibly. I mean, there's nothing that says SpaceX is going to grow and turn into the company that people think, but
Okay,
it's
back when our parents were investing.
Yes.
Was it different? Like you needed a company to actually make a profit?
Yes, but what I would say is there was less access to information. Right, like you opened the paper,
yes, literally,
and you read, where the ticker was, and everything, so you could keep track that way. But today, I mean, as we were talking before you came on air, like I'm sure there's tons of people that were having conversations with their AI about SpaceX and asking those questions about is this a good investment? Should I get in now, or what's the chance this company succeeds? Like where's its challenges? And those are legitimate conversations to be having with your AI because there's a lot of information they could pull in to give you, which I would say I would rather get that information than no information. Mm-hmm. Maybe you talk to a financial professional. Maybe they understand it. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're trying to figure it out just like everybody else is.
Yeah.
But I would say there used to be the thought of you invest in companies that are making your blue chips, right? And taking a flyer on somebody, in the early 2000s, that would have been doing Amazon or doing something, this online bookstore that's going to now deliver packages. That sounds crazy. Well, worked out for Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Right. So, the online Facebook and Google and an internet search company, like how are they going to make money? Well, they evolve, they figure things out, they grow, they get a lot of cash, they start buying businesses. And so I would say with SpaceX, it's definitely more of it's first to market. The big thing and the push that they're making is the idea that they're going to get these satellites out into space. That's going to drive revenue and opportunities because, under it you have Starlink, you have SpaceX, you have X, and you have all the other ancillary businesses that they're probably going to buy. And that's going to they're going to build it into what's more of like a holding company is probably what you're going to see over time.
I was telling Jomo that I kind of lived this on a very small scale when my partner Scott Rutledge and I had Foxpaw, the orange kiosks and Schnucks and Walmarts that fixed your phone. We did very, very well over the few years we had it, mostly because Scott is a brilliant businessman. I just was lucky enough to come up with the original idea. That's why I owned part of the company. And we started shopping it to equity firms.
Yeah.
And 2 or 3 of them were very nice, very complimentary to us, but they were like, here's the problem. You guys are making a profit, which we thought was great.
Right.
That's why we came to work every day to make a profit. They're like, that's not what we're looking for. We like to find companies who aren't making a profit, and we think we can turn it around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's or even companies in the tech space that they have a lot of users, but they're not making revenue, right? So they want a pre-revenue company because the potential and how they can build it and raising capital. And sometimes the idea for the private equity side is how can we get capital deployed? Not, okay, well, should we just go with this one? They would rather deploy it to 10. If 2 or 3 are successful, they're home runs, everything works, that's like their model.
Yeah.
But they got this capital and they have to do something with it.
So I have missed the boat financially in this lifetime. I just have. I don't like money. It gives me a stomach ache. So I'm like Mr. 401k guy, right? For the people out there who are more aggressive than me, are they missing out by not using AI in their investing?
I would say if you're not trying to understand how AI could be of benefit to you. And if it is with investing, I think that there's an area there. Some AI tools might lean more towards the financial side. The way I explain it is it's no different than using internet or encyclopedia. If you can find a source of knowledge that can accelerate the time in which you get something done or you make a decision, I don't understand how that couldn't be good for you. But again, you want to use it for good and not evil.
Right.
It
makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I would rather use it to learn something about stock market versus like con somebody.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So you're obviously a money guy. I doubt you have problems with people making tons of money. It's what you do for a living. You help them to do that. Did the T give you a moment of pause at all?
That I didn't realize that when they first kind of came out with it. I had to kind of go back and do the math in my head, but yeah, it was a little bit of a pause. I mean, you hear billionaire, and now that that term's being used way more often, and it sort of desensitizes it. And then you hear trillionaire. Yeah, that was a little interesting. And what does that mean? Just like, okay, now we're in that space. And what I think it means is for folks who don't understand like how inflation is really impacting things right now, the loss of purchasing power, things are costing more. So everything that is being put into growth, money is going to places where it can try and stay ahead of inflation. And I think that's a result of it. You have people now investing to turn someone into a trillionaire. So the folks that aren't able to put money to work, they're probably falling further behind because that gap is now wider.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what it was kind of a wake up call to me in that respect.
Yeah. Now it feels like if you became a millionaire, it'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Lightweight.
You got to start somewhere, Dave.
Yeah. Rage Kev, jump in here anywhere if you want to. Yeah. I just that went through me.
Yeah. It's a big number. And the other thing is I saw that his net worth, Elon Musk's net worth now is the equivalent to the 4 people behind him.
Wow.
Yeah. So they took like Larry Ellison and a couple other folks and they said, yeah, now you add up Bezos got divorced. So obviously that dinged him. But the 4 people, so 2 through 5, you add those up. And I think they're maybe just under what Elon Musk is. And that pushes like Warren Buffett, that like, for a long time, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett were like 1 and 2.
Right.
But again, they're not involved in growing their businesses in the same way. And all these other guys that are growing, that's just the way those numbers compound and work.
Okay. How much of that, like the SpaceX thing, is really just kind of based on some form of BS?
Well, it's paper. It's a paper game, right? The only way that is realized is if the stock stays at its value, he cashes it out, he turns it into cash. But no, he would never do that, right? What he is probably doing is he's taking that net worth, he's probably working with banks, he's probably borrowing against that so he doesn't have to pay taxes. And then he's taking that and leveraging it and using it to buy other things. And he's buying assets versus having cash sit there.
And how rich do you have to be to use that game plan?
You're 5-10 million, probably in that range where if you're going to a bank and looking to leverage assets. Yeah, that's where the bank is going to look at you as not as much of a risk, and you're not having to do personal guarantees and all of those types of things. But yeah, banks or financial firms like Stifel or somebody else, they're going to let you do a margin loan on your brokerage account. You got to have enough money in there and the right stuff that they're going to look at saying, okay, yeah, you don't have to sell your stock. You just pledge it. We'll give you a line of credit so you can use that money. Now you own the stock. If the stock goes up in value, you keep the value, but you owe us the money. Yeah. So I could go and I could borrow from somebody else and pay that off, and I borrow that money. It's not taxable. So a lot of people are always saying, well, how is so-and-so not paying any taxes or down tripped? Because they use leverage. They don't sell assets most of the time.
Yeah. I've never felt poorer and dumber.
I'm so glad I come in here right at the start of the show just to put you in the right frame of mind.
Yeah, no, it's just like, hey, shame on me. John Moriarty, E3 Wealth, if you want to talk to him about your financial planning or need some business coaching or anything to do with owning a business or an entrepreneurship, just go to e3wealth.com. I've known John forever. Vouch for him. Cool dude. Dress is weird, but cool dude. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, sir.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hi, this is Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, certified financial planner, and the host of the Jill on Money podcast. Beginning, middle, or end of the year, it's always a great time to take control of your financial life. And the Jill on Money podcast is here to help. Your questions make it possible for me to provide unconventional and entertaining insights on your money, and more importantly, on your life. Follow and listen to Jill on Money wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's a World Soccer Championship Team Spotlight, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Give your yard its own moment with the new limited time deals from Lowe's.
The U.S. plays on home soil with a squad full of big stars and a new generation of attacking talent. Their youthful, high-pressing style and a gifted forward who thrives in big moments make them a genuine threat to advance deep.
You know, here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Lederman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine, and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Lederman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Lederman Law Firm at LedermanLaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
For 70 years, Rottler Pest Solutions has helped homeowners stay ahead with preventative pest solutions designed to stop problems before they start. From spiders and mice to stinging insects and more, trust the local experts. Schedule your free inspection today at Rottler.com.
A century strong. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
All right, back in on Monday on DGS. Dave will be back in a couple of minutes. Just a few minutes left here before we get to the bottom of the hour, H, and you have a DoorDash story? Is it DoorDash specifically, or?
It is specifically DoorDash, and I wanted to just kind of get your guys' thoughts on this. We were just talking about AI a little bit in that last segment with E3 Wealth's John Moriarty. Well, DoorDash is launching a conversational AI shopping assistant. And let me tell you about it, and then I want to hear if you guys could see yourselves actually using this in practice. So it's a shopping assistant that's going to build a shopping cart based on the customer's description of what they're looking for. And it's called Ask DoorDash. And you can, grocery shoppers can like put in a recipe link. They can put in a photo from a cookbook or even like snap a picture of their shopping list. And then DoorDash will materialize a shoppable cart of food items. DoorDash says that the new feature is going to reduce the hassle of cart building for these e-commerce customers. But for me, I look at that situation and I go, I don't really struggle with that myself. Like if I need something for a recipe, it's very easy to just look up the recipe and then type in exactly the brands and the ingredients that I want.
Yeah.
I don't personally want to hand that control and that decision making and that nuance over to AI. Not saying it wouldn't do a good job. It's just I have no problem doing that myself. But I'm wondering is it appealing to either of you? Could you see like a circumstance in which that would be better than just taking the 2 seconds to type in the brand that you want?
It seems like a really bad idea. Mainly, especially in something like when you're talking about cooking and recipes and stuff, that requires a certain element of precision. Like you have to get all the ingredients right. You have to get the ratios at least somewhat right. And, if I say, like, I'm thinking about making a pot pie, well, I know exactly how to make a pot pie already off the top of my head, or I have a specific recipe that I'm going to follow. So if I already have the specific recipe in front of me, then I know it's like, okay, I need potatoes, and I need peas, and I need chicken.
It's like, it feels like it's addressing a hardship that I don't think of as a hardship.
Also, how does it know what you have in your house already?
I would assume. I would hope it doesn't.
Well, this is my point. Like, so when you're building out a recipe, you're like, okay, I got salt, I got flour, I got sugar. Yeah. I don't have any paprika. I might need that. Like, you still have to go through the steps to figure out what you do and don't need, or you're going to end up with multiples of things you'll never use.
Yeah. And so you might be thinking like, oh, well, why would I just settle for whatever brand of item that DoorDash picks? Well, you can still go in and swap brands. But again, I ask, like, okay, if I'm having to go in and check all of the work.
Just do it the first time.
Yeah, I will just do it myself. It just feels like a shiny new toy, but I can't see actually applying this to my life.
I'm going to say something really jerky about this tool.
Let's hear it.
This feels like a pacifier for giant babies that don't want to do anything.
Yeah. It does kind of conjure up questions like, how lazy are you?
Yes. Yeah. Because tell me, if you're that lazy, are you even going to make the thing anyway?
Excellent.
You're just going to go back to DoorDash and order McDonald's.
Excellent question.
Around baseball, questions are being asked.
Why do they win so many one-run games? Why do they win games they shouldn't win?
Is this a rebuild, a reset, or something more?
You think this stuff would be happening?
Or when Burleson and Herrera developing fast enough to change everything in real time? When the day ends, the real conversation begins.
Bernie Miklasz, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler hanging out with you talking cards.
Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5. This is Cardinals Talk that doesn't flinch.
Experience the fierce passion and forbidden love of Romeo and Juliet at Opera Theater of St. Louis. This summer, let the world's most famous love stories sweep you off your feet with epic romance, drama, and heartbreak. See Shakespeare's masterpiece brought to life on stage with a lush score that will stir your soul. Performances run from June 13th through 27th. Tickets start at just $25. Secure your seats today at experienceopera.org for a magical summer night.
Spring cleaning rule number 1, out with the old, in with the new. And frankly, your family's old internet connection is a dinosaur. Upgrade to the 1 gig modern family standard from i3 Broadband. It's 100% true in-home fiber with equal upload and download speeds, so your teenager's gaming won't crash your video call. Even better, we're currently offering our longest price guarantees ever on our gig speed internet services. Say goodbye to exploding promo prices and hello to budget certainty. Visit i3broadband.com/radio and start your spring off right.
Santana, Oneness Tour 2026. The power, the energy. Come celebrate your favorite hits from Woodstock to Supernatural and beyond. With very special guest, the Doobie Brothers. This Saturday, Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. On sale now at livenation.com. Santana and Doobie Brothers, Oneness Tour 2026.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
We had a couple of stalls on westbound Highway 70 at Jennings Station in Bermuda. It looks like they may have cleared them, but there's still a jam Riverview to Jennings Station on westbound Highway 70. Southbound 170, stop-and-go pockets approaching Delmar down to 64. Westbound 64 backed up Kings Highway through Hampton, but it's slow all the way out to Hanley. It's slow west of Clarkson at Topgolf and Winghaven out through Lake St. Louis Boulevard. Then it gets better after that. Southbound 270 Dorset all the way down through to about Doherty Ferries, just generally slow the whole way along the line. We have a crash in the right, center, and center lanes. Westbound 44 right near the Geyer overpass. Traffic is jammed back to about Berry Road on westbound 44 right now. Southbound 55 looks great all the way down into the Festus area, of course, downtown. That closure is still in effect between the Poplar and Muswell Veterans Bridges on 44. Eastbound of 44 is backed up at Park. Eastbound 64 on the Illinois side, heavy. 3rd Street over to 5570 and 255 to 157. I'm Roger Brand in the Michaels Flooring Outlet.com Traffic Center.
Love your low mortgage rate but need extra cash? Don't refinance. Get a Scott Credit Union home equity line of credit for home renovations or debt consolidation. Learn more at scu.org. Rates vary. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Father's Day? Go big for Dad. Celebrate Father's Day with 5 courses fresh from the Wok Fire. Enjoy a 5-course celebration experience starting at $89.99, featuring premium entrees like New York prime strip steak tataki, oolong Chilean sea bass, and lobster and prawn fried rice. Bold flavors, sizzling favorites, a meal made to impress. Because Dad deserves more than just a dinner. He deserves a celebration. Celebrate Father's Day with some sizzle. Only at P.F. Chang's. For dependable, no-pressure home comfort solutions, turn to Huff Heating and Air Conditioning. Locally owned and family operated for over 40 years. Our team will work with you on a plan that fits your home's needs with financing available. And as always, your family's comfort is our family's business. Learn more at huffheating.com.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
What's up, everybody? You are listening to The Dave Glover Show on KMOX. Dave had to step out for a second, but he should be back any minute now. But we have another Dave joining us. Dave Murray is here for the weather forecast. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing fine. An extended bathroom break, I'm guessing.
No, it's not.
No, he's on
we
a very...
would say that because that would be great content.
He's on a very important FaceTime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he should be back any minute now. Gorgeous day in St. Louis, Dave.
We're 76 right now, and the dew point's 47. It doesn't get any better than that in June. Welcome back, Andrew.
Hello.
You said that just like Dave says it. Dave
Yeah.
Murray. You
Yeah, I
just,
did it on
replied
purpose.
to him in his own side. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
good.
did it on
That's a
purpose.
pretty good impersonation. Now do the weather, Andrew.
It is.
Wait, what do you think dew point means?
Dew point in his direction.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's what
basically-
direction the dew point is pointing.
Basically. I have no idea if that's true or not.
I actually like your recipe. Well, if I know how to make a pot pie, I'm going to make a pot pie. If I don't, I'm going to have instructions. And if I don't do that, I'll order it from DoorDash.
That,
I mean, it's true.
Really, not really what I said.
I know. I
That was actually kind of a compilation of what all of us said.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
well done. Good
it's-
summary.
It's like making it, like Rachel pointed out, making a shopping list is so not even a part of cooking that they don't even factor it into the process of cooking.
Well, and there are things where it's like giving up your agency and giving up making your own choice is actually going to make the process more difficult. We're talking about DoorDash created this new tool that should be coming out soon where you can be like, I want to make a beef Wellington tonight. And then it'll just automatically build a cart for you and like the grocery store or whatever with the ingredients
Don't pick
that you
one.
want.
That's a tough one to make.
That takes technique.
Fine, spaghetti. But then you still have to go through and make sure, like, well, I already have the noodles. I already have the spice I need. I don't like that brand of Parmesan cheese. And my whole point was, it just feels like they created this tool that it's not actually going to add anything to your life.
It's a way to sell you more stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then we, as the conversation progressed, we all kind of arrived at the conclusion of like, yeah, how lazy are you if you can't just make your own shopping list? It seems like for me, it would be more difficult to go with the AI's choices that it made for me. Yeah. And it would be more difficult to go in and change those things I need changing than it would be for me to just do it myself.
Oh, I'm afraid to visit my dad's grave because he'll come out and whip my ass because I get a taxi for my burrito, right? I mean...
and rightfully so. I mean, come on.
Yeah. No, he's not in the wrong.
Well, I know this is not directly linked to that, but like AI makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets things wrong all the time. In fact, there was a study, I think I mentioned it last week, there's a study that shows AI is getting dumber because it's learning from all the dumb fake AI stuff that's out there in addition to the real information. So it's progressively getting dumber, at least the publicly available versions that feed off of the information of the world.
That's pretty funny. It's just going to collapse in on itself.
yeah, that would be great.
It's just a shame because the things we hear about when it comes to AI are usually things like this that make you go like, why would I do that? That's pointless. If I'm to the point where I can't even think for myself and make a shopping list, like I'm kind of too far gone at that point, right? AI could be used for like medical advances, like solving problems when it can't, like solving like financial problems or helping you with investing, like Jomo was saying earlier. That's never what we hear about. We only hear about like, we found a way for us to maximize profit on our Uber Eats platform. And it's just like, okay, well, no wonder so many people feel negatively towards it.
We can make the Star Wars people dance like it's West Side Story. Watch.
Do you guys think
right?
Do you guys think in the next 10, 15 years there will be a new wave of Luddites who just want to live like it's 1972?
Probably. I mean, they probably exist now.
So.
I just wonder if the numbers are going to go up when people are like, okay, this is getting nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to use technology in more moderation than I currently
Amy
do.
Markgors was talking this morning because Michael Kelly went to Florida for 36 hours and put his phone away. And she said that the day she no longer has this job, she would like to get a flip phone. But then they were talking about like, well, where are your Cardinals tickets and where's your plane ticket? And it's becoming very difficult to live without a smartphone.
Unless you're willing
have a
to
piece
live
of
without
paper.
those things, yeah.
Yeah, have a piece of paper. With your
But
ticket.
they won't let you. They won't let you. Most places are completely digital now for tickets, concerts, sporting events. you name it.
Concerts are. Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's what's so sinister about these tech companies. Like, let me pick on Meta. This is something that you can get on your phone, which is something that we have made a part of our day-to-day lives. You are weird if you don't have a smartphone. Like, you're making things more difficult for other people in your job or trying to get into a concert or trying to pay for something, whatever. These tech companies, they go like, okay, so how can we capture even more of their attention on a device that they necessarily need to move through their daily lives? Because it's not like cigarettes where it's like, you know what, I won't go to the corner store and I won't buy a pack this morning. And yeah, it's going to be tough, but I'll be able to get through it. No, you still have, if you're trying to look at your phone less, you still have to look at it all the time for all of these different things. So it's just makes me wonder where we are going with all of this.
Yeah.
Which is why I write a check at the grocery store.
Oh, you're the one.
I'm the one.
Thanks for holding us all up, Dave.
That line.
As long as you have the whole thing except the amount filled out in advance. I can't take. You don't?
You have to rip it out of the book, and I mean, it's
Wow.
a whole procedure.
Man.
And why do you do that?
No, I haven't done that in a long time.
good.
Okay,
I
good.
haven't. I used to do it though, and I'm sure there are some of the checkers, Chinooks or Straubs or Deerbergs. I remember that. I remember Dave doing that.
You're Dave Murray. You can get away with
Go ahead.
It's like adorable when you do it.
Yeah,
It's like,
like,
oh
can
my
you
gosh,
believe that?
it's my Dave Murray story. He wrote a check.
Do we do the weather?
No, we haven't.
Oh,
other than that, it was 76 right now over 47. 2 points.
Lovely.
Fantastic. Beautiful evening. Temperatures will drop out of the 70s very quickly before the sun goes down. 59 for the low. Tomorrow, southerly flow starts to come back, though it's slow. Partly sunny, a little breezy, maybe a spot thunderstorm, though I don't think there's much tomorrow. But we should warm up to about 83. So, 8 degrees warmer than today. But 83 in the middle of June is still acceptable. Partly cloudy, 63 Tuesday night. Wednesday, southerly flow definitely in play. Partly sunny. It's kind of warm and humid and windy. I think we could see some wind gusts close to 40 miles per hour during the day on Wednesday. 89 degrees. There could be a spot thunderstorm, but I think during the day, very limited. Cold front starts to push in Wednesday night. That still looks like the best shot of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some could be strong, though right now it looks like the focus is to our north, more so than St. Louis, but it's a long way off. A lot of people going apey over this thing. So just calm down, take a deep breath, and we'll figure it out. 70, though, for the overnight low, so it stays warm. Thursday, northwest flow is back. Partly sunny, 79 for the high on Thursday.
Dave, to your point, my TikTok has gone completely apey about Wednesday.
Yeah, it's insane. It's just, it's just as I don't freak. This is not the time to freak yet. I'll be the first to let you know when you need to freak.
Fair enough.
He is on the situation, people. Don't worry. Dave Murray is checking the weather.
There we go.
Let the professionals handle it.
Boy, is that the truth.
I wonder if, like, I know in the old days, you didn't have to be a meteorologist. You could just be like the guy with the personality and throw a magnetic sun up against something.
Cliff St. James, Ollie Ramon, those guys, yeah.
I feel like
they were kind of the station announcer.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of getting back to that, like weather influencers. Like I'm seeing more and more of that, and it's like, why am I listening to you exactly?
That's a good question to ask.
Yeah.
When you see stuff online, why am I even reading this?
Yeah.
And then you take a look at the picture or something, and it's a 7-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Dave, you don't know what they don't know.
Dave, having now been out in your neck of the woods, I get why you moved there. Like, that weather is really something.
The weather is pretty easy to take. I mean, we're like 69 degrees right now, sunny.
Wow.
Light breeze coming off the ocean. There you go.
Bragger.
Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
But now there's a lot of negatives too. There's a lot of people.
Earthquakes.
I know. See, I look at nature differently. Yes, earthquakes, wildfires, St. Louis, tornadoes, floods, blizzards.
Yeah.
Every part of the country has something that you should probably need to worry about.
Is there a part that has nothing to worry about?
No, not really.
Because if it's not those things, it's probably snowstorms, right?
Right. Yeah. Flooding, whatever. There's always something. Does not matter. Hurricanes, doesn't matter where you live.
Dude,
there's always
I
something.
grew up in a town where you could literally set the dirt on fire and pedophiles could trick or treat. So, like, I'm fine.
You'll make it.
I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Dave, do the wildfires make it to Laguna?
Oh, yeah. We've now, let's see. Since we've been here, there has been one fire that got about a quarter of a mile away. And there's been another fire that was, you could almost throw a football at it.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. And you were up on the roof, watering the roof down.
Oh, damn.
And the big Chinook helicopters coming in. There's one of the reasons we live where we live. Fire station very close by, elementary school very close by. They're not going to let those things burn down. And then out in kind of a wilderness area, there is this gigantic water tank that's underground, and it fills automatically. So these helicopters, they fly in, drop the hose down, it connects to the tank, they suck the water up, and off they go. It takes a matter of about a minute to fill these things up. And then they just, the one that was very close, they got it because that tank was there. And they had like 5 helicopters coming in, and they put the fire out in about 15 minutes.
Jeez.
They know how to fight these things. As long as the wind's not blowing 80, 90 miles per hour.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
All right, brother. Thank you, pal. We appreciate it.
You got it.
Tell you guys about my friends at Zero Res. I will tell you, first of all, that they are not newbies. They have been with me for 15 years plus. Hundreds and hundreds, if not 1,000 or more, of you from DGS have reached out to them and had them come out and typically clean your carpet. Sometimes it's area rugs. Sometimes it's hardwood. I understand from our guy Kyle, who's our guy locally here, that they have a new, very affordable treatment for hardwoods, because if you have hardwoods, you know you're looking at a lot of money to get anything done. But reach out to them, see what they can do for you. Tile, dryer vents, air ducts, so pretty much anything in your house that can get dirty. Upholstery, couches and chairs, we do it all. We always have a DGS deal for you. Having a flash sale right now, 3 rooms for $129 plus a 4th room for free. So a really good deal. You get your 3 rooms, $129. That's a good price. I know I've been doing this with them for 15, 18 years, plus a 4th room. Simply say that you're from the DGS or KMOX. They'll know what to do. 314-474-2020. You can also book online at ZeroResSTL.com.
It's 3:46. This time check is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, this traffic report is a service of Community America Credit Union. If you're leaving westbound Highway 70 out of town, you've got still got a backup from Goodfellow running out through Bermuda. We had a couple of stalls at Jennings Station in Bermuda that they were dealing with. Eastbound 70, it's about the same as this morning. Right around Grand, it's jammed up to Tucker or getting onto the Mutual Veterans Bridge downtown. Eastbound 44 is backed up at 55. Going to the Poplar, again, 44 is closed between the bridges downtown. Eastbound 64 approaching 255 to 157 is backed up on the Illinois side. Westbound 64, Kings Highway, bumper to bumper to Clayton Skinker. Then it's slow to Big Bend. It's slow Spady to Ballas. We had an earlier crash there. And then west of Winghaven out through Lake St. Louis Boulevard is busy. South 170, stop and go from Olive down to 64. South 270 is slow. Dorset all the way down to Doherty Ferry. And westbound 44, they're still working this crash in the right center lane and center lane west of Lindbergh near the Geyer Road overpass. Traffic still a solid jam back at Barry. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Community America Credit Union helps you and me, shortstop Mason Win, to win big. Cash back, free checking, win. No service fees or minimum balance, win. So yeah, you really can win with Community America. So can I. That's a win-win.
I never thought of myself as the type to settle down. Never knew where the team's next lunch was coming from. But then I met you, Easy Cater.
Workplaces everywhere are saying, I do want delicious food at work. And they're ordering from beloved restaurants with Easy Cater.
You were reliable. You had great options for every budget, even when marketing ops did keto again. We got through that together. With you, it's just so easy. Easy Cater, will you keep showing up at my workplace forever?
Find love at first lunch. Order at easycater.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex, which you can pick up at Supplement Superstores, along with a lot of other great things, including amazing information from the guys that work there. Everybody that works at Supplement Superstores is a certified sports nutrition specialist and a personal trainer, so they can definitely help you get down the right path and give you a plan. But there are things that go into success that go beyond just having a good plan, because having a good plan is a start. Having the ability to stay on it is a different story, and I think Burn Balance Complex is a big edge in terms of being able to help you with that. So what it really is a simple thing, right? It's a complete metabolism system. It's not a fat burner. It's way more than that. It gets your body working correctly, helps your body work with you rather than against you, which makes the process of staying on a plan easier, right? You start to see results pretty quickly. I know I did. In just a few weeks, you can see the differences. You may not feel different because that's not what it's designed to do, but that weight loss option, that weight loss starts really fast because your metabolism is doing what it's supposed to, and a lot of us really don't work that way naturally. So this is an all-natural weight loss option, and if you don't want to go get prescriptions, if injections aren't for you, then I really recommend checking out the Burn Balance Complex. It's top of the line. It'll help reduce stress by lowering cortisol levels. It helps with appetite and cravings control. You get all-day focused energy, no jitters, no crash at the end of the day. So you've got the energy at the end of the day to get your workout in. Or maybe you do it the other way, or you have your energy at the beginning of the day. Either way, you feel like keeping going because you start to get the positive feedback loop, and really a big part of that is the Burn Balance Complex. It's not magic. You got to do the work, but this makes doing the work easier. So get out to Supplement Superstores. Tell them you heard Kevin Wheeler talking about it on KMOX. They'll knock 30% off the Burn Balance Complex, and you can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Grab your shades, your float trip gear, and join us June 17th for Chris and Amy Day at Busch Stadium.
We'll be broadcasting live from the Mississippi Yacht Club pop-up bar outside Gate 1, hanging with fans and serving up some fun behind the bar.
Live music, Fred Bird special guests will all be there. Plenty of chances to stop by and say hello.
Plus, you can sit with fellow Chris and Amy listeners in our special section for just $15.
June 17th.
Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark, $15 tickets.
Get your tickets now, Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy.
Go Cards.
After a disaster, emotional recovery takes time. Show Me Hope Missouri offers free, confidential support wherever you are. Call or text 1-800-985-5990 and connect with a local crisis counselor today. From Missouri Department of Mental Health.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS and KMOX. Sweet 16 of seafood. That's all I need to say. Stick around. Few minutes away.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Get some ideas for dinner.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 16.
Nice.
You guys can go home.
All right.
I got it. I got it
Have
handled.
a good evening.
Can I talk about ancient man?
Yes.
You know how I love to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't be here without fermentation. I didn't realize this, but like 40, 50, 60, 70,000 years ago, we learned that you can't just eat fresh meat. You'll rabbit starve, they call it. And they realized that by burying meat and letting it sit for days or weeks, it softened it up. It created all this bacteria and enzymes, made it easier to digest. I guess they got used to the taste. And so they were eating almost all fermented meat. And civilization was sort of built on beer because water was so often contaminated. But they found that if they fermented it and turned it into beer, they could stomach it. And so people would drink it every single day. And then they were talking about how 300,000 years, give or take, we've had modern humans, people that we would recognize. And that they talked about, I've often thought of this, and they just took it head on. It wasn't until maybe 20,000 years ago that we discovered opiates. But before that, there was no relief. You had a toothache, you got bit by an animal, you're sick from a virus or something. You were just freaking miserable. Mm-hmm. Like there was no comfort. There was no anesthetic. There was no Advil, no penicillin. You were just miserable.
No gummies, huh?
No gummies. Well, until the guy figured out
you can have that plant.
The opium.
Well, look at that.
Yeah. And then everyone was wide on opium for thousands of years.
I wonder why.
Yeah, just.
And yet we survived somehow.
Get this. You guys have probably heard this before. They have very established science that the early hunter-gatherers only worked 15 to 20 hours per week. Yeah. And all the rest of the time, they could do whatever they wanted to do. And they were talking about whether they got bored, whether they had the ability to be bored, or if they just sort of like Wheeler, just, one thing into another and didn't sit around thinking they're bored. Just fascinating, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that a little bit last week about the artworks that they would make. Like they had time to make art.
Yeah, 70,000 years ago, people were making jewelry, which means they had time on their hands and, something to do. Tell you guys about my friend Ben Barnett. He's the owner of Timberline Professional Tree Care. And Skip just walked in. So it's not just because he walked in, but Skip and I are boys. We've been buddies forever. Canoyer, Solman, I have a lot of great people who I do lives for. And that's important, I mean, like the person is probably the most important thing. So if you need any kind of tree care at all, you need a tree